Welcome to Sports and Stogies. Now, introducing your hosts, Cameron Winkowitz and Austin Hayes.
I'd say much more refreshed now.
I am.
Feeling better?
I feel way better. We were going through it.
Yeah, we're electric.
Yeah.
I know you guys feel bad for missing a show, but after a 57-show streak, not a big deal.
I think we've earned one, you know?
Well, 57 for us.
Well, I'll say more importantly for you, Cam, did you listen back to the show that just me and Shane did while you were on your honeymoon?
Yes.
Unfortunately,
The audio is bad.
Of
I had
course.
to listen to it in the earbud. I couldn't do it in the car.
It's tough.
Yeah.
But content-wise,
Very good.
what did you think?
Very good.
Would you agree that Shane really stepped up, had a great show?
I think Shane did exactly what I thought he was not going to do.
I did.
He proved you wrong.
I proved you wrong.
He proved me wrong.
You suck.
Okay, there's no need to be
Okay,
hostile
let's
here.
pump the brakes, buddy. Let's not forget who has the power here.
Yeah, whose show this actually is.
Because I'll fire you mid-show.
Mid-show, you're going to fire me, dude?
Absolutely.
We have the ability, 2-1.
I told
Majority
you on the
wins.
phone the other day, if this ever takes off, money will change me. Because it's supposed to.
That's actually really funny. I think money would change you the most.
Yeah.
100%.
I'd be the exact same, I feel like. Shane, I really don't know.
I don't think it would change me and like make me a douche,
But you'd be douchier.
I think you'd be a little douchey.
but it
Oh,
would
that's-
100% change me. It's supposed to.
And yeah, it's not really a bad thing,
I think
per se.
as long as you don't turn into one of those guys that just constantly flexes his money, it's
No,
okay.
I would not do that.
Okay. Then you're fine.
Yeah, I don't really see Cam leading like a really luxurious lifestyle.
Ooh, no.
Like
Very
you'd probably
simple.
get a new truck,
Very simple.
but you wouldn't be like a mansion kind of guy. You wouldn't be
Nope.
wearing huge chains and
Nope.
expensive suits, driving a Lambo.
Well, expensive suits maybe.
Well, when the
Maybe
occasion
not
comes,
expensive, but I would definitely have a handful of tailored suits.
which we're gonna need here when we make it big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm honest, and I know like at that point I'll start looking at where I see people going in life and make changes accordingly. And I already do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're already pretty good at that.
I feel like we've talked about this before.
But yeah, I mean,
Can you not vape on the show into the mic directly, especially?
Yeah, I can.
Because we can all hear when you have a mouthful of vape and you talk. If you're going to do it, at least don't do it while you're talking.
I'll move the mouth away from the mic. I can do that.
Either way, I think Shane did a great job.
yeah,
I was
you did
impressed.
a phenomenal job.
I think
I
we had great
tried.
chemistry. Me and Shane really haven't done anything just the two of us besides our bonding over your bachelor party weekend.
Yeah.
Very true.
But I think we worked off each other pretty well.
I think we did. We bounced off each other very
Some
well.
hot takes,
Banter was good. Takes were good. Show overall was great content.
except for
Minus
audio.
We botched.
mishap.
which
Yeah.
for me hurts even worse because you weren't here. It makes us feel even more incompetent.
A lot more. Yeah.
Well, it's okay, everybody. Daddy's home.
We've messed up audio
Don't
before.
say that.
But that one
Don't say that.
really messed with me the wrong way.
You're not acknowledging that he just said daddy.
I'm just going to move right by it.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to be professional, dude.
Yeah, you don't acknowledge it.
I want to, though.
Acknowledge me.
Don't.
Notice me, senpai. Whatever Shane would say.
I'm the head of the table, boys.
No, he's making a lot of WWE
It's a WWE
references.
reference.
Yeah. I don't watch the childish stuff, man. I don't know.
Well, it's not childish.
I'm just joking. Honeymoon-wise, though, any good smokes while you were out there?
I actually did not have any.
Not a single one?
It was pretty packed up
Yeah.
with things to do.
I imagine some incredible food, though.
Oh, phenomenal food. Seafood for days.
I mean, fresh caught right off the water.
I think my favorite thing is they called it tiki grouper. So it was blackened grouper with a like crab meat sauce on top.
Oh, I didn't know that existed. A
It was
crab
so
meat
good.
sauce?
I've had that actually a couple places, but that was the place that did it the best. Very good. Beachfront, live music at
Oh,
the.
my
They have live music every night at that restaurant.
Checking off all my boxes.
Great bar.
Having a couple cocktails.
Some would say I had a couple throughout the week. I think I kept a nice steady buzz.
If you had to estimate, you were there, what, 7 days?
I
6?
think it was 5.
5?
5 nights.
How many pounds of seafood do you think over that 5-day period you threw down?
Dude, those po' boys are pretty big.
That's a hefty sandwich. You had a handful of those.
I had a gator one, gator tail. That was good. Louisiana style.
Louisiana?
That's that Nolan
Nolan's.
special. And then I had a shrimp one, which is
Shrimp,
very
oh boy.
good. But yeah, then the grouper, Oh man, I had a
Some sickness still left over, a little bit.
little bit of cough, nothing serious. But
Any crab legs,
I
lobster?
didn't do any of that. I'm more of the fresh caught fish guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always have been. Because crab legs pretty much taste the same everywhere you go.
Yeah, I haven't had like legit fresh caught crab, but
It's not much different.
yeah.
I
probably-
will say the only thing other than fish, fresh caught that tastes different is shrimp.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
true.
Fresh caught shrimp.
One thing I'd like to try, but I'm scared of, is soft shell crab.
I didn't even know
I
that
don't
was
know if
a
I'm
thing.
familiar
So,
with
so
the
soft
difference.
shell is you steam the whole crab and you eat the crab, shell included.
Whoa.
Oh,
And apparently it's phenomenal.
Whoa.
But I
I see
It's-
your hesitancy.
I'm very interested. But
Because I
can't
do have
pull
a
the trigger.
weird thing where if I see the entire animal, I really don't want to eat it.
see, I don't even think that'd be the issue for me. It's like if I go to take a bite and part of the shell's still hard, that'd be.
No, it's
It's all
not
cooked, yes.
It's a
It's called
soft,
soft
shell,
shell.
crab.
Oh,
That's what the actual crab is.
So it's not
And
like
it's an
you just-
edible shell because of how soft they are.
Although to be fair, like we had our crawfish boil.
Yeah.
Like you eat the entire. I mean, you don't eat the whole thing, but you see the entire crawfish.
Yeah.
I had no problem with that. Pop that boil in your mouth, suck the meat out.
It's a shrimp like though.
Yeah, same family.
But
But a whole crab, I don't know.
I don't know. And that may not actually be how you eat soft shell crab. I've never eaten them.
We're three inexperienced fellas here.
But that's just how I imagine. That's why else would it say soft shell crab? Why specify if you don't eat the shell?
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the meat's the exact same, surely.
Yeah,
Or
unless
at least
you're getting
close
like an
enough.
Alaskan king crab that's like as big as me.
You could pound a couple of those, I'm sure.
100%.
more than a couple.
Couple bowls
Have you
of
ever
garlic
seen
butter.
like a real Alaskan king crab?
It's insane.
Crab legs?
Yeah,
They're gigantic.
that can't be a real thing.
Like, how did they catch those?
I think they would catch me.
That's what I'm saying.
Take me down, dude. Down to the deep, dark depths. Either way, good to have you back, boys, both of you, after a week off. Not the worst thing. Kind of reset a little bit. Refresh.
Ooh, I also had some mahi tacos.
You got to stop.
Those were good.
You gotta
They had
stop.
like this
I'm-
mango salsa on them.
Dude, I just ate and you're making me hungry.
Yeah,
again.
I'm getting way too hungry right now.
I feel bad for Austin because they forgot your pie, so you have no food on your
Well,
stomach.
don't blame them. I kind of blame you for not checking the bag.
We literally just talked. Neither of us ever checked the bag.
But also, I mean, I ate. Like, I'm an adult. I know how to feed myself
Okay.
pre-show. I don't rely on you to bring me food to
I didn't either.
nourish myself. But if you're going to stop anyway, I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
What are you
It
gonna
was
do?
on the way.
Say
You
no?
said you were going to stop anyways, so
Definitely not what I said.
we didn't make you, so
yeah, exactly.
thanks, though. Generous guy.
Your job wasn't on
Yeah,
the line.
no problem.
I'm not going to pay you for the pies I didn't get, though.
That's fine. I wouldn't expect you to.
Either way, go ahead and pull up that chair.
Pour up that drink.
And light that cigar.
Because after a week off, it's time for episode 58 of Sports and Stogies. Cam.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, Cam. After what had the potential to be such a great episode, and I think I think it still was. I think anybody who powered through the audio recognizes that it really was a great episode. So props to you guys.
I've gotten some good feedback.
Thank you.
Seriously, you got Shane. We need that every week.
I'm gonna try. It makes it a lot easier when I don't have to like do a full 90-degree turn to get to the mic.
And
Yeah.
me and Shane also talked about it. Like, he could do this every week, but I think also we could do a better job of getting
Leaving
him set
the
up.
opportunity open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I forgot the tables.
That's
but
fine.
You should be able to put your mic arm on them, so that will help
A lot.
a lot,
Yeah.
and clear some table space for you to have a notebook. So that'll be good.
Do a full prep with us when we outline.
Yeah. Brother, I sat in your seat and it's opened my eyes to just like how crappy this like $30 Walmart chair is.
That chair's not that bad.
Yours is a lot better though.
I love Shane's chair.
So do I. I like to move it over when you're not here.
You guys want to switch chairs?
You want to
for real?
switch? Live on show?
Well, maybe
Well, I mean,
not
not live, but
It's a little
on break
loud.
we can switch.
Okay.
I'll totally switch.
Okay.
Wow, we got deals working out right here. Art of the deal.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I've always I love your chair, Shane.
I hate
I mean,
it.
I'm sure when you have to lean up, you can't utilize it enough.
Not at
But-
all.
But you don't have to do that in my scenario. See how it's more comfortable?
Yeah, I do. But
If you
the
could lean back in that chair and
If
have
I-
the mic still right there, it'd be fantastic. But
that's not an option. Though.
not going to work.
I
It will
tried.
be.
It will be.
So maybe we don't switch chairs.
We'll do a tester next week, and then
A tester.
yeah.
That's an executive producer speak right there.
It is.
Shane, go ahead and promote us a little bit here.
All right, you know the drill, guys. Follow us at SportsnStogies on everything: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, TikTok. What am I leaving out, boys?
Come on, you got the routine down now,
I said
pal.
Twitter, didn't I?
That's not a thing anymore.
X.
Where could they email us with fan questions?
At SportsnStogies@gmail.com.
Boom. I made my first YouTube short while you were gone, Cam.
It was great.
Finally got on that. Reviewed the Tip Top
loved
October Cigar of the Month.
I would like to actually keep up with the cigar reviews.
I'm going to definitely do every Tip Top monthly thing.
Well, like-
and then in addition, if I'm
Yeah.
here just one night smoking,
Yeah, definitely keep up with the cigar. I'm going to do that on TikTok too.
yeah.
I got to get some stock, but once I do that, it's going to be full send on the. I think that's the easiest way for us to make cigar content, like
For sure.
cigar content.
Small sample size, you know. I did an outline, but I did a test run to make sure I was under a minute. And then I
Oh, yeah.
recorded it, but I was still on my YouTube account, not the show one.
Oh,
So I had to go redo it. But overall, I definitely
Yeah, it was good.
Super simple.
it was good.
But you know what? I have a thing though. I have to wear shades because otherwise I'm going to be looking at myself on camera. I'm so conscious of where my eyes are at
Oh.
that I have to have the shades
Yeah, I was
on.
wondering why you were wearing sunglasses.
Because
inside.
otherwise it'd be weird. I wouldn't stop looking at like the layout of.
That's fair.
So I got to go shades full time.
Okay, that's fair.
If I'm on YouTube Shorts, there will be shades on my face.
Well, on the plus side, when we get video in here, you won't be looking at yourself.
But also, I won't be facing the camera either.
Yeah.
That is true.
But
But
you almost don't even really think about it.
Yeah, well, I'll be thinking about it.
I won't be.
Like I might adjust my
I guess
posture a
I gotta
little
put
bit.
pants on when we get video.
Maybe we could probably do just torso.
Yeah. I feel like your legs are like under the table enough
Hidden
to
enough.
wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to wear pants. I
Because
can't.
I mean, we're free balling here, right?
yeah,
boys?
I can't just
Yeah.
go naked anymore from the
So
waist
in that
down.
case, maybe you guys don't switch chairs because there's a lot of residue over on Cam's leather.
It's okay.
I mean, if we're wearing pants, it doesn't really matter that much.
Exactly.
It matters to me.
Why does it matter to you if I'm sitting in the chair?
I mean, I'm just looking out for your safety here, bro.
I'm wearing pants.
I'm clean, dude.
You're a very hygienic fella.
Clean's a strong word.
Expand on that.
I'd say that's a pretty not strong word, actually.
Yeah, clean's pretty basic.
I wouldn't. Okay, like
If you said immaculate, that's kind of a strong word.
If anybody's dirty, but it's you, dude.
no. I showered.
No, Shane is
You
the
guys-
dirtiest guy here, but just because me and Cam are so anal about being hygienic.
No, you guys.
We're just too clean.
You guys made a big deal saying that you wanted me to come home or not come home. Come here before I went home to shower.
You just smelled like fire.
No, I had fire residue all over me.
Allegedly.
We didn't see it.
I'm not coming here covered in fucking smoke.
Allegedly.
Whoa! What was that?
Allegedly.
What? I
Kinda-
don't know what you're talking about.
We'll blow by that.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
cut that. We'll cut that.
We're
We'll
not.
have to get one of those Pat McAfee counters. Set it at 0 all the time because Shane,
We'll always blow it first.
yeah.
No, I won't, dude. It's not going to be every time. One of you two will slip up.
Unless we're doing a one too many, it's going to be you for sure.
No,
I don't
way.
even use that word a lot, to be honest.
I don't use that at all, actually. I don't believe in it.
You don't believe in it?
Nah.
Really?
I don't like profanity.
It's like the
This
bottom
is a family
of the barrel.
show.
I
I'll
use-
drop a gosh darn or a darn tootin' here and there,
Ooh.
but that's about as.
Darn tootin's
Darn.
rough.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say that around my grandmother, to be
Okay,
fair,
okay.
but
Send her
Just
into a
making
heart
sure.
attack.
we're just around the boys right here. I feel comfortable
Let
dropping
out a
that.
darn tootin'.
Maybe a dang.
Whoa.
I'm feeling wild.
Wow.
Calm down.
I'm starting to get a little fired up.
Well, speaking of fired up, boys, what'd you fire up to puff on today?
I believe the same thing as you.
It's October.
The limited 2023 Brick House Bricktoberfest.
From our good pals at JC Newman.
And also from our good pals, Greg Burke and Tip Top Smoke Emporium.
Now, of course, if you buy any 5 JC Newman cigars, the Brick House line, you'll get a free beer glass with that.
Which will be included in our episode promo this week.
So I used it once. I think I'm going to put it up here in studio now. And kind of collect each one as the years go by. But great deal. These go for like, I think, $9-10 a piece. This one specifically is a pigtail cap, or as you call it, the nipple cap, which I really don't care for.
I like it.
It's definitely a pigtail. It's a 6x52. It's an Ecuadorian Habano Rosado wrapper and Nicaraguan binders and fillers. So far, for me at least, perfect burn.
Perfect burn and perfect
Even as
draw.
can be, I'm getting a great draw as well. Flavor-wise, nothing really overpowering stands out.
No, I got a lot of milk chocolate on the cold draw, but now I'm getting some slight peppery notes, kind of lingering, actually.
Yeah, pretty mild. A little bit of maybe some earthiness, some leather, a little bit of coffee. I can see that chocolate very subtly. But overall, it's pleasant, enjoyable,
Yeah, and the cold burn and the cold draw, the chocolate was pretty heavy.
pronounced. Yeah.
So I was actually a little surprised how much it faded away after the light.
But either way, yeah, great ash, great draw,
The aroma in here is amazing.
as it should be. I had a third one for Shane to join in on, but,
He put out a
Things
fire
happen.
2 weeks ago.
yeah, he's a little
A little
lungs are
wore
weak.
out.
I get it. And we're pairing that up with a special bottle. So my buddy Jake went down to Tennessee a few weeks ago for his honeymoon, actually. He said they went to the big liquor store, had a bunch of stuff there. I gave him a whole list of bottles to look out for. He got me this Baker's 7-year, single barrel. The next day, I went to our liquor store up here, and they now carry Baker's.
Oh, wow.
So either way, glad to have it. But it's now findable in Ohio, or at least around here, where it was not before.
Maybe I think we should get more into that. Liquor store owners. Like we do cigar shops and lounges. Maybe we should try and do like some local distilleries.
Distilleries all day, I'm in for.
Yeah.
I know we talked about a small one in like New Carlisle
Yeah.
around here.
Where I'm from.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was real.
I know there's one in Huber. But I'd love to go to some smaller family-run stuff and start interviewing those folks.
Yeah, I think for the Indian Creek one, which is the one in New Carlisle, it's like $30 for a full tour.
Oh, it's perfect.
And like it's like 13 samples, I think.
Dang.
My
But
God,
they're very-
really? Well, I mean, yeah, of course they're small, but
Yeah.
to even try 13 different things, even for a small place to make 13 different things,
Yeah.
it's
Impressive.
very
I
impressive.
want to say I've had Indian Creek before.
I've definitely heard of it.
But yeah, that's literally 10 minutes away.
Yeah, like local, we could walk there.
Yeah.
Either way, this Baker's is on the scratch and sip board, which we will finally post after saying it for the past probably 10 different bottles.
Yeah.
We're at 19 out of 50 now.
I'm
This
gonna
was
take
a-
one more just for 20.
We can make that happen. Definitely.
No, we need to post it. Because it's starting to look really good.
It does. A lot of the bottles you're getting outlined. Some big, some small.
Yeah.
But the Baker's, 7 years minimum, single barrel, 107 proof. It's a 77% corn mash bill, 13% rye, and 10% barley. I told you before the show, this is one of my favorite new bottles I've had in quite a while. It's got a great mouthfeel. It's thick. It's viscous, very molasses-like. And then flavor-wise and aroma-wise, I get like strong brown sugar crusted like cherry pie. It's fruity. It's not your typical bourbon of like the caramel vanilla lightness. I think it's a lot more rich than that.
The finish is like savory.
Yeah, it's definitely got that. That's a good word for it. It's tough to describe, but it lingers and it's strong.
Yeah. It's like a very strong finish. And it's like savory. Like it makes your mouth water. Yeah, that's really good stuff. And extremely, for 107, not
Goes
hot
down
at all.
very easy. No ethanol in the nose.
None.
It's just dark. It's rich. Reminds me a lot of my other favorite, the Old Fortune 1920.
You boys are making me want a cup. Little glass.
Nobody ever says get a cup of whiskey.
Try again.
A glass.
A dram, maybe. A pour.
This
Is that a clean glass?
It's clean enough.
Would you like
Let me
a pour?
inspect that here.
It's clean enough.
Dude, there's ash in here.
It's clean enough.
We'll get you one at break here.
All right.
Because you definitely need a small sample. I do
It's
want to
very
save
good.
this for special occasions.
Yeah, it's very good.
Although I guess we can find it up here now, so it's not that big a deal.
Well, I would make sure you can find this. Is it the 7-year that you can find up here?
Correct. Yeah, same
Okay.
bottle.
And do they have a lot of inventory, or is it like something that they just
I saw
kinda-
4 bottles on the high shelf near the beer cave. Not even on the whiskey rack or whiskey aisle. So kind of hidden away for only the true connoisseurs like ourselves. MSRP I think is like $70, give or take. So again, really not that expensive for the quality of it.
It's really good.
Just fantastic juice. and pairing well, and yet not overpowering the more mild smoke. It's a very nice complement.
It's almost like a forgiving bourbon. Like it's not overpowering at all. The flavors are very subtle, but strong in their own sense. Kind of the same as the cigar.
I like that, yeah. There's some slight oak, which for 7 years you think it'd be a little bit more of that maybe?
Yeah, it's very, well, complementary is the better.
Yeah. Incredible combo.
Yeah.
Because again, it's October. Got to go Oktoberfest. Shane, actually, me and Cam said earlier, we are recording on Halloween night.
Are we?
So
We'll
we
be
will be
scheduled.
costumed up.
Okay.
I'm going to try to find some Halloween or at least October-themed smokes, maybe some cocktails can get rolling. Because I know really one bottle stands out as being like Halloween-esque.
That actually, dude, that sounds really fun.
Yeah, we'll be here in costume. I know, I've got mine already.
Some Halloween-themed
Questions.
things throughout
I figured
the
we'll
show.
throw a horror movie, favorite horror movie questions,
Yeah,
stuff
we
like
can do
that.
some Halloween-themed things throughout the show. So that'll be a lot of fun.
I can't wait. But it's not Halloween
And
quite
it was
yet.
something we wanted to do last year, but kind of just skipped out on. We had mentioned
We
it,
had talked about it, yeah, and then just didn't really follow through.
but then we can do like Christmas theme, Thanksgiving theme.
Well, I figured, yeah, a Christmas and New Year's show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Year's would be kind of like our 1 year anniversary, like looking back on the year,
Well, we did that.
which me and you did, but now the Shane's here for that. One Too Many-esque, where we'll loosen up some, talk about not just sports things. See, I'm stoked. But there is a show to do today. Got a lot of fan cues. After 2 weeks, they did build up a little bit. Shane, in the NFL, who is your MVP right now?
Right now, I would probably say. See, this is hard because Jared Goff's playing out of his mind right now.
A lot of your usual suspects really not on
Not in
par with where you
conversation.
would think they would be.
No, and it feels weird to say that I think that Jared Goff's probably my pick for MVP right now.
I'm actually kind of upset because I had that pick. I thought it was going to be original with that idea.
I've been huge on the Lions.
I love it, though. I love that pick.
They've been insane, and then adding Javonte Williams back has
Well,
been.
that'd be kind of weird.
Or what's his face?
Jameson.
Jameson
Williams. He's not a guy that you are going to consistently throw to, but he's definitely like that deep threat, going to get you like a 50, 60-yard reception. I think they're probably one of the best teams in the league right now, if not the best. And then Jared Goff has been playing damn near perfect.
Is there a better trade in recent memory than Stafford for Goff straight up for both teams?
No.
Both teams benefited greatly.
Yeah.
Honestly, didn't Detroit also send picks with Stafford, or was it the Rams sent picks
I think the
with
Rams
Goff?
sent a pick, or maybe 2 picks to Detroit.
That seems unreal. I figured a straight-up trade would have been
In
perfect.
retrospect, yeah.
Well, in my opinion,
But at the
even
time,
then,
Goff was kind of, you were wondering,
that's true.
do you have that
Well,
one good year
he
and
had
he's
the
actually
Super Bowl
kind of a bum?
appearance already,
Yeah, and then he kind of had that downslide.
and he was still young,
Yeah.
and he still is not old. I think we're forgetting that Jared Goff was drafted in like 2016.
Yeah, I think it's, 26, 27?
Something like
wow.
Yeah.
So Stafford went to the Rams for Goff and 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
And,
First rounder.
and a third-rounder.
that. Yeah.
Lines made out.
Yeah, they
Definitely.
did.
Did they use those? What year were those picks in? I wonder who they got from those picks.
Jameer Gibbs.
Well, if they use him, it would have worked out well.
So
Maybe
it says they've used all the picks.
What
was
years were the
probably
picks?
that-
Does it say?
I would assume 1 first from that draft and 1 first from the next year's draft.
Yeah, I'm
So
trying
20
to think.
Yeah, because the trade
2020 and
happened.
2021.
It's got to be maybe.
Jeff Okuda,
Yeah,
who they now.
that's who I'm thinking.
Yeah. Didn't quite pan out for them.
Definitely not Aiden Hutchinson.
Too late.
Yeah.
So the trade happened in 21, and they got a 22 first, 23 first, and 23 third.
So 23 the first. That could have been Jameer Gibbs then.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, no,
was.
maybe Jack Campbell.
Oh, yeah.
Either one. I mean,
Yeah.
again, Gibbs will be great when they use him to his full ability, but yeah, what a deal. Cam, your MVP pick to this point in the season. And no, it cannot be Jim Schwartz.
Tyreek Hill.
I like that a lot.
I did too.
I mean, what he can do after he catches a screen is just magical. There's no other way to say it. There's not a single other receiver in the league that can do what he can do.
I want to say he's on pace for like 1,000 yards by week 7.
He's on pace probably for
2,000.
easily.
He said he wanted to get that preseason, and he's on page for that right now.
Yeah.
And he's not doing it on a lot of receptions.
No, I mean, he's like 6 receptions, 150 yards.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, Tua obviously would be, in this situation, I believe he's the favorite now to win MVP.
I've not checked the odds yet, but I would imagine he's got to be up there, at least top 3.
And yes, Tyreek does catch a lot of those open balls after getting a lot of separation, but I think there's 15 quarterbacks that could throw that ball.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying Tua is special. He is, genuinely. But I just think Tyreek Hill, what he can do with Yak is magical.
So right now,
And I would love for him to keep getting these celebration fines.
It doesn't mean anything
Keep
to
going.
him. Yeah.
The thing that didn't make any sense to me was the taunting penalty after he did a backflip. Who was he taunting?
I don't get it.
I don't know who he taunted.
League soft.
I don't know who he taunted.
Either
That's
way,
all I know.
$10K to Tyreek is not. It's like a penny to you and me.
All I know is I don't know who he taunted.
He didn't taunt me.
He didn't
I'm here
taunt
for
me.
it. Shane, you got the odds there?
I do. Right now, Tyreek is the 15th.
I assume everybody had of him as a quarterback or
Yeah.
CMC.
Yeah.
Tyreek will win OPOY.
Somehow, Joe Burrow is ahead of him.
That can't be right.
And
It's a quarterback's award.
Yeah, but Joe Burrow's played average at best.
It's a quarterback's award. I'm just being generous saying Tyreek.
Yeah. We're
And
trying to do fun out of the
that's
box here.
yeah.
Who I think is the most valuable player on that team.
And Jared Goff doesn't even crack the top 10. Aaron Rodgers is actually ahead of him.
This can't be current then. It's had to be like when the season started.
I
It
think
might
so.
be.
My pick, again, I love Jared Goff. With missed time now, I was going to go CMC. But with 5 games missed, it's probably going to hurt if he misses that much time. I'm going to stand by that, though. I think the way they utilize him to his fullest potential on that
And
offense
some.
is really the true most valuable player in the league.
Because he had, 15 straight games with a touchdown?
I think that's just still going, right? Did he score against the Chiefs? Against the Browns?
Yeah.
So, streak's still ongoing. But might miss, which we'll touch on the IR thing here coming up, but might miss 3-4 weeks. Who knows?
Who knows?
Still kind of early right now.
There's nothing out about his injury.
Either way, no Mahomes, playing pretty average. Josh Allen, kind of bipolar week to week. Jalen Hurts, definitely regression from last year so far.
Which these odds don't make any sense because right now Tua and Mahomes are tied at plus 350.
That checks out. You're still looking at what
it's
Mahomes
Mahomes.
will do
Yeah.
the rest of the year.
Yeah, but he's not playing
It's
that well
Mahomes.
right now.
The problem is, it's not even, he's playing well, but we're so used to
He's just
Mahomes.
not Mahomes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the same thing with Rodgers like last year.
And
He's still very,
Or
very good.
Brady.
Even Brady last year was pretty damn good, though.
It was like an MVP year.
Yeah, for anybody else.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he's not the best ever every year. Well, I guess he's a bum.
Purdy cracked the top 5.
Good.
I do think he deserves a mention.
I do too.
Yeah, we talked about that. I think when Cam was gone, right? If
We
he's
did.
actually a top 10 quarterback,
Yeah, and we both said that he is, and then
without a doubt.
and then
the MVP talks.
Jim Schwartz comes in out of nowhere.
the Cleveland Browns hit you pretty hard, bud.
I'd say so. If you had to name a defensive MVP, is it not Myles Garrett?
It's not. He doesn't get the sexy stats.
Not in the box score, but for what he actually does on the field.
That's not what gets looked at.
Well, not by the voters, but
Yeah.
if you actually watch
That's
the
not
games,
what
you
gets looked
understand
at.
his impact.
Honestly, your defensive MVP right now would probably be.
Call me crazy. I'm almost going to go Devin Witherspoon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Definitely rookie of the year.
Definitely.
And
So
again,
far.
like we saw with Sauce last year, but to come in as a corner, as a rookie, and be that good
Maybe
makes
this
no
is
sense.
just the time.
No sense.
But probably Nick Bosa, Aaron Donald, or TJ Watt.
Fred Warner, I think, is
Fred
deserves a
Warner.
mention. Same thing like Miles.
Yeah.
Like doesn't really get all the stats. but
Fred Warner has been getting the stats this
to
year.
control, to be the field general of that offense and control things in.
Defense.
Thank you. Control things in so many different ways that you don't really see watching the game.
Yeah.
So right now for DPOY, Micah Parsons is number 1, Myles Garrett number 2, TJ Watt, Aiden Hutchinson, and then Fred Warner.
Aiden Hutchinson's been a dog.
He has
Get
been.
underrated. Those top three were, I think, were the top three going into the year.
Yeah. His one-handed pick a couple weeks ago.
Bless you, Shane.
That was nice.
Thank you.
All right, next question.
We've got, here's a fun one for you guys. If an NBA All-Star joined a 16 seed in the NCAA tournament, do they win? How far do they go?
So there's a hierarchy here,
Of course.
in my opinion. If you take Giannis, Embiid, or Jokic, they 100% win.
Bless you, Shane.
Thank you.
And I think that might be the end of that list. Well, no.
Steph.
Let's go low-level All-Star.
Maybe. Let's go low-level All-Star.
Like
So
a-
you're talking De'Aaron Fox,
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday.
If you put De'Aaron Fox on a 16 seed roster, getting contagious here, do they win a tourney?
I don't think so.
Is
don't think
one
so.
NBA All-Star enough to tackle, 6 straight college teams?
I don't think so.
Good Lord, boys. What's going on in here?
Bless you. He's sneezing. I don't know what that is.
Thank
It's
you.
full-blown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Eyes watering.
I haven't sneezed in like a month.
6 years.
Yeah. Like this
He's
is
been sneezeless.
A streak ruined.
Yeah.
Only on the show. I think he is on the show every single week.
He does.
probably.
Yeah.
I think defenses are going to try their best to cut them off completely, and then you have to rely on 4 other guys that are
Because, like,
16
yeah,
seed.
in my opinion, like, De'Aaron Fox might drop 55 every game,
Should, honestly.
but they might only score 55 points.
Yeah.
So, like, that's where I think a guy like Giannis or a big man, I think you could take any big man All-Star
Yeah.
and lock that in, that they'll win.
If you throw even like Brooke Lopez on a
Yeah.
16 seed,
I think KD, LeBron, like,
your top 10 guys, top
Yeah.
15 guys.
I have a good one since he's a younger guy. Evan Mobley. Do we think if we throw him on a 16 seed?
I want to say no.
Okay.
I don't think he's that caliber of player to single-handedly carry a team
great
like that.
defense,
Yeah.
good offense. Not great, not
Good.
bad, not spectacular. It's good. And it's great depending on the system, right?
Yeah.
So he's in the perfect system for his style of play right now. So when that system changes, he may not be as offensively sound.
That's fair.
Again, kind of off the wall here. You have 3 options. Would you rather take a 100-mile-per-hour fastball to the ribs from Randy Johnson, go across the middle and take a hit from Ray Lewis, or get punched in the face with a right hook from Mike Tyson?
Ray Lewis, all day.
Give me the fastball.
To the
You
ribs?
don't know what you're talking about, Shane.
Yeah.
You don't know what
100
you're talking
mile an
about.
hour to the ribs.
Yeah.
Your ribs are shattered.
You're dead if Ray Lewis gets you.
No, you're not.
Are you padded up?
Yes.
Yes, you're full padded.
Oh, if you're full padded.
Any situation, you have the gear appropriate for that
Yeah.
situation.
Okay.
There's nothing protecting your ribs in baseball.
I'm aware, but I thought we
That
meant
was your instinct. Even then, like, you would survive getting tackled by Ray Lewis.
you'd survive
even if you're not
cracked
in
ribs.
pads.
You would survive cracked ribs.
Dude, that baseball might hit your lungs.
Again, you don't understand what 100... First of all, you couldn't see it. That's going to hurt you for a extended period of time.
But I feel like people get hit by pitches all the time.
Professionals,
Yeah.
And not in the ribs.
guys miss time from that.
Okay.
They might not, and if they don't miss time, it lingers for months.
So if I'm
That's just like a thigh shot.
oh
Either way, Mike Tyson's definitely out.
yeah no
100%.
Clear.
no Mike Tyson.
Not in the moneymaker, dude. I mean, I like a 7 at best. With a Tyson hook, I'm down to a 5 for my entire life from that point forward.
I was thinking I'd drop down straight to like a -2.
Yeah.
It's a little harsh.
Although he might be able to straighten out my nose.
Would you rather go face shot or body shot from Mike?
Oh, he's shutting me down if he hits me in the liver.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm crumpling, dude. I agree. I think it's Ray Lewis. I think it's a clear, at least for me, the most clear answer. It's going to hurt, don't get me
Obviously not for
wrong.
Shane.
Yeah.
I'm getting my bell rung.
You're going to be a little sore.
But I'm getting back up, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to gingerly try to walk off the field, act like it didn't hurt. But I can't fake being tough from a 100-mile-an-hour fastball to the ribs.
No, nobody can.
And I can't fake just walk off a Mike Tyson hook.
You can't walk.
No, you're
I'll be out.
Yeah. You're getting
Nap time.
stretchered to the hospital.
See, I think Ray's the clear answer here.
you didn't specify that we're in Like,
Well, it
You
should
shouldn't
go without
need to.
saying. Yeah, of course. You're not just a fan running onto the field and getting
Again,
tackled.
even if Ray Lewis hit me with no pads, I would still take that.
really?
There's only
Yes.
so much force one human can generate compared to a hard baseball or a fully gloved up fist.
I feel like I feel like Ray Lewis generated like the maximum amount of force.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
But still, not enough to make me think that a fastball or a punch is the worst
100
option.
mile an hour to the ribs.
There's no meat there, pal.
There's not.
I'm telling you, you're punctured lung, minimum. If you're lucky.
Plus, with that mullet and that stash and that 6'10" frame, he's going to stare you down afterwards. Like, go to first. Little blank.
Go ahead and walk.
Little what?
There's a lot of things I want to say there, but it's a family show. Come on now. I don't have a foul mouth like you do.
I don't think that I can really build the scene in my head.
I keep things appropriate.
B
here.
word.
B word?
I was thinking P word, but either one.
Either one
They
of
both
those.
would apply. Maybe
Okay.
BAP or PAB.
Yeah.
He'd say both.
PAB, I think, flows off the tongue a little bit better.
Plus, you're lying there in the dirt. The training staff comes out. It's not a good look, man.
No.
That's true.
Not a good look.
Even in batting practice.
Honestly, if you took 70 right now to the ribs, I think you'd freak out.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, probably.
The most pain I've been in was 70 to the hand.
See, because you also got to think, like Ray Lewis, the pain is going to be your whole torso, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be pinpointed into one spot.
Yeah.
My thought with Ray, though, is like, say he hits you, right? You're cracking a couple ribs, and then on your way down, I feel like there's a chance that you, like, completely
Just die.
crack your skull open.
Now, if I meet Ray in an alleyway post game and he has a
Oh,
knife, that's
yeah.
a different story. But on the field, I'm taking my chances.
He's not
going to hear this. Come on. It's a known fact.
If he does,
It
he's
is.
going to catch you in an alleyway with a knife.
I don't see any
I avoid
alleyways
alleyways,
nearby.
period.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you avidly walk into alleyways?
No.
Okay.
He's just cruising alleyways, dude. Hey, Ray,
Honestly, if you were in an alleyway, I would not go down it.
if you're in an alleyway, I'm going to stab you. Straight up. Just out of spite. Let's see. We got two more here. Probably more for me. But I'll let Cam give some thoughts here. Bigger has there been in sports, at least the past 20 years, a bigger fan perception turnaround than Bryce Harper? Because I know you don't follow baseball a whole lot, but he went from like the golden chosen kid in the big leagues at 18, kind of a douche, kind of that abrasive personality. Fans didn't care for him. To now in Philly, he's like the gritty, gutty, blue collar dude that everybody loves to cheer for. City on his back.
Well, it doesn't take long to convince Philly that you are still a
But not
douche,
just Philly, but now it's
Yeah.
nationwide even.
Yeah, ooh.
Who else had kind of like a turnaround like that? My first thought was Michael Vick after the dog stuff, where he kind of
I don't think he's
won back some popularity.
some, not a lot.
There's still going to be some grudges held, and rightfully
Fun
so.
fact about Michael Vick, he is now I think he runs or donates the most to the largest rescue for fought dogs charity in the world.
Yeah, ASPCA personally endorsed him as this
Yeah.
guy's changed. He realized his mistakes and moved on, and it's a new
But,
chapter. But still, of course, a lot of people that will never forgive and forget that.
I think Baker might be making a push.
It's a strong point. Yeah,
Everybody hated him in Cleveland. Now everybody, Cleveland did him so wrong.
even back to college.
Yeah.
And then, went into the Browns where, even though he was hurt with 3 different injuries, people dogged on him.
Yep.
And now he's like, oh, let's cheer for this guy down in Tampa.
Yep.
He's this generation's
Man, the
Fitzpatrick,
Browns really messed up on this one.
a real firecracker kind of guy.
Yeah.
That's an apt comparison. Anybody pop to mind, Shane? Anybody NBA-wise, maybe?
Maybe that went the backwards, like from below.
There's a lot of
to-
backwards.
Yeah.
A lot of backwards.
I mean, I wasn't really around when it happened, but I feel like perception around Gilbert Arenas is pretty much all all positive now. It probably wasn't when he got kicked out, or not. Kicked
One
out,
guy we've
but-
talked about a lot on the show last year, John Morant, in
Yeah.
terms of backwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
From media darling, highlight machine, to a lot of guys don't really care for John anymore.
Yeah. Media popularity in the wrong way.
yeah.
But my biggest thing for NBA was LeBron.
Almost unfounded, though. Like, he gets way too much hate.
Yes and no. People hate him because he switches teams and he's supposed to be Jordan, right? Jordan stayed with the same team forever.
Well, yeah, it's a very, very high bar
LeBron's
to
only
set.
played for 3 teams.
And he's been a Laker now longer, or as long as he was
I don't
with
think
the Cavs. I mean,
think
the
so.
Heat.
The Heat.
He surpassed
yeah.
the Heat.
Yeah.
But, I don't get it. I mean, I was upset when he left, but I got it. I understood, because I'm a reasonable person.
The first time?
Yeah, 100%. I know why he left the second time.
Second time, you get more leeway. He got you a title.
Yeah, the second time he didn't leave for basketball.
Yeah.
He left for business opportunities outside of basketball. And his kids were getting ready to go to college, and UCLA is a great basketball school, and it's local to them. So
one huge turnaround, kind of under the radar. I don't think the media's quite really got onto it yet. One, producer Shane. Kind of came in. We had some doubts. Kind of wondered, could this guy really cut it?
had a couple stern conversations.
Had to set him straight. But now look at him.
I just thought of another one.
He's
He's
fully
actually
blossomed.
watching football,
Yeah.
watching sports,
Taking notes,
taking notes,
producing the show,
Dude,
producing.
producing content.
I just thought of another actually really good one. Draymond Green. I feel like ever since he came out with this podcast, everyone loves him.
I think more people like him, but the majority still dislike him.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like he gets a lot of listeners though. Like
Well,
Doesn't mean you like the guy.
yeah.
you don't
People listen to Colin Cowherd, but nobody likes him.
Okay, but you're not going to take your time to listen to an entire podcast.
Skip Bayless.
Well, you don't listen just for Skip. You listen for like.
There's not a single
Richard
person
Sherman.
in the world that likes Skip Bayless.
And also,
No.
Skip is self-aware. He knows what he's doing. He's a character.
Yeah.
And with Draymond, I think you kind of separate the personality from the player. I think player Draymond still is regarded as what he always has been.
Junkyard dog, baby.
Which, again, is great for a team.
Yeah.
Every team wants a guy like that. But opposing fan bases love
He's
to hate
a
him.
less eccentric Dennis Rodman.
Well, I guess I have tough shoes to fill into. Yeah.
Well, as far as eccentricities go.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't
that a
marry
word?
himself.
Did I just make that up?
It's got to be.
Eccentricities.
Sounded right.
Eccentricity.
Eccentricities. I'm pretty sure.
That,
I didn't even know there was a plural for that word, but there's got to be a plural for every word, right?
You nailed it. You nailed it.
Yeah.
We'll put that up on the wall of Cam sayings that he made his own or botched. But hey,
Botched?
we'll give you no flack there.
Is
No
that the
slack.
right way?
I don't even know anymore. You've messed me up so
Which
much.
which way is the right way and which way is the wrong
We're
way?
giving you slack.
That's the bad way.
No, it's
Wait.
correct. We're giving
See,
you
that
slack.
can't be true because I was listening to a podcast or it was on ESPN and the dude said flack.
In what context? Because again, they're both correct words, just depending on how you use them.
I don't think so.
so cutting.
If Shane has a bad take, and I give him some flack, that works. If he's a bad take, and I think okay, he needs some leeway, I'm cutting him some slack. If it's negative, I'm giving you flack.
I think
You're
it's
getting
the
flack.
same thing and you're just trying to separate the two.
Dude, get a dictionary.
Need a dictionary?
Call a
I am
teacher.
a dictionary.
You do have a very good vocabulary.
I'm following this. Are you seriously not following?
I just don't care.
Exactly. Come on.
You haven't figured that out yet?
The best part is Cam is unabashedly, even when he's wrong, he's right. Because he believes it.
That might be the truest thing I've ever heard.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
The
Bingo.
man's legit never been wrong in his entire life.
Can't name one
Especially
time.
on air.
Can't name one time.
Because it hasn't happened. And it probably never will.
Still
Why
waiting.
not?
Let's go to NFL news and stats for this week. Not a whole lot to go off of news-wise, but we have a big signing for a future Hall of Famer going to Philly
Julio Jones.
out of the blue,
Finally getting a ring, potentially?
making a chase for
I
it.
don't
at
think
least.
he has one.
No.
He didn't win one
No.
with Tampa.
He was close. He was up 28-3. Had one of the great catches of all time.
That is true.
And then here came the GOAT.
But yeah, he wasn't the Tampa Super Bowl
It was the year after.
Yeah. Could lock himself in the Hall of Fame.
1 year deal. I think he's locked in already. At
I
least
think he should be, but a ring would probably push that first ballot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Whitehouse especially were very weird with first ballot. Like T.O. waited till what? It's like fourth year?
Something like
It's
that.
ridiculous. And again, he was more of a media. They love to hate him. Whereas Julio's just complete, quiet,
Ocho?
professional.
That's something that we forgot to talk or put in the outline. He got hit by a car today.
I saw that. I didn't read the article.
I did not see that.
Yeah, T.O.
Yeah.
got hit. I don't know how. I don't think it was too severe, but he was grazed by a car,
Let me pull up the details.
which is a very odd situation to be in.
Yeah, while Shane pulls that up, James Robinson, former Giants, Jet, Jag,
Again.
signed with the Packers.
Forgotten guy
Assuming they're probably not confident that Aaron Jones is going to be playing a lot.
would have to be. Why else would you bring in a third string running back?
And again, James Robinson's 25 years old
And good.
and very good.
We've seen it.
I don't understand what happened. There's nothing bad about him in the media. There's nothing bad about his play. I've never heard anything about his attitude. James Robinson went from being a top 10 running back
On a bad team, no less.
on a bad team to they drafted Travis Etienne. He still was a great running back. Got traded to the Jets for no reason.
Didn't use him.
They did not use him at all. Goes to the Giants for like 2 days.
Which we all forgot about.
And then now goes to the Packers where I'm hoping he will get some utilization.
So I got the details on T.O.
Talk to us, Goose.
All right, so he was in the middle of a basketball game. An altercation broke out, and then the guy drove his car into his knee and is now being charged with assault with a deadly weapon.
What?
Yeah.
That's way worse than I thought.
Yeah, I was thinking he was
I figured like parking lot, a dude pulled out accidentally and hit him.
No, the guy.
Wow.
Assault
Did this?
charge.
Did this involve Ja Morant?
That is undisclosed.
Because if you read the headline again and just substitute Ja for T.O., that sounds very plausible.
It does, but I
Yeah.
think if Ja was involved, we'd hear something about a firearm.
Well,
Possible.
I'm sure there's
Or
probably
a
one
lighter.
involved there too.
A lighter, yeah.
Or a crew of 8 guys.
Beating up a 17-year-old.
Wow, T.O., hopefully you're all good to go. Is there severity of the injury? Or is he?
He didn't require medical attention. He's all good. But he is pressing charges.
Well, rightfully so.
Yeah.
If a dude tries to run me over on the court,
Yeah, that's insane. We do have a
wait.
big rule change. Oh,
you got more
Okay,
there?
I
Shane?
read that wrong.
Oh my!
So he didn't run it. He didn't hit him on the basketball court. The guy did it way later.
hawked him down.
Hawked him down.
Waiting,
Yeah,
biding his
Nobody
time.
hawked down T.O., dude.
this guy did.
The only man in history.
This guy thought he was Ed Reed trying to cover T.O., dude. Coming in for a late shot across the middle.
So what I gather from this is that T.O. cooked him up in basketball. The guy was so angry about it that he went home, probably like sat on that for a minute, and then was like,
Where does T.O. live?
I'm settling this. Hops in his car, tries to hit him, but all he gets is his knee.
That's an odd.
How did he find him later? Is T.O. just walking around,
Well, I mean-
strolling the sidewalk? He's like, oh snap, there he is. Imagine being mad that T.O., who's still in incredible shape,
Yeah.
beats you on the court. I'd be honored.
Yeah. I mean, unless you got skunked.
Nah, even then, man, that works.
I mean, I'd like to at least put up one.
I didn't know this. T.O. is like constantly in fights nowadays. Like
What a fact.
it's a once a year thing.
Kind of checks out.
So back
He's,
in
he's probably still got the T.O. in him.
Yeah, he's a big time talker.
so
Eventually, guys draw a line somewhere.
last year he got in a fight with his neighbor that led to criminal charges on her. And then
So no, she started it, is what you're saying.
So he's just backing up his own.
He's not taking any.
this one's the most wild that I can see. November 2022, he got in a fist fight with a heckler outside of a CVS.
Hey, don't heckle T.O., dude. You gotta catch these hands.
It's CVS?
Why are you heckling at CVS?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Probably some weird fan. Hey, T.O., you suck, man.
There's video of it.
That's unreal. But anyways, back to NFL.
There's an actual show here.
We did have an NFL rule change. Teams can no longer in-person interview for their head coaching position, active coaches, coordinators, etc., until the second round of the playoffs is over.
Now, I like it in general, but I feel like it shouldn't be coaches still in the playoffs, period.
I agree.
Let's say the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl. So second round's over, you can still interview, like last year, Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah,
Even though he's still in the playoffs,
That
and still
seems
active.
odd.
I said if you're out, you're out. If you're still in the playoffs, just wait until you're eliminated to interview that coach.
I agree.
step in the right direction, I think.
It is, definitely.
But
And
they could go further.
good safety blanket for now.
Yeah. I don't hate it. Stat-wise, a couple things here. Let's see. First and foremost, the Jets, for the first time in history, beat the Eagles. 0-12 previously. And who else but Zach Wilson to take down the Birds?
Do we have to backtrack a little bit on the Zach Wilson?
know
I
Hey,
saw
what?
something funny that said Zach Wilson saw Donna Kelsey and has been MVP since then.
I think we mentioned that on the show. I mean, what else do you expect?
Yeah.
Everybody was there for Taylor, not Zach.
Zach couldn't care any less. She's way too young, dude. We've got Sam Laporta, my guy.
Your guy.
Again, not right about a whole lot of things on the show, but if there's one thing I nailed, it's my Sam Laporta take.
Agreed.
Among all rookies, not just tight ends, all rookies, Sam Laporta has the highest pass blocking grade of anybody from this class. Also, among tight ends, the highest run blocking grade. In addition to being number 2 fantasy tight end right now, putting up production, catching balls, catching scores, making plays happen, and being the ideal blocker.
Overall, has potential to be a top 5 tight end in the league if he's not already.
George Kittle 2.0. There's one thing Iowa gets right. It's tight ends.
Absolutely.
I just think it's crazy that he has a higher pass block rating than linemen.
That's a kind of a bigger story, too, because I think
Well, sample size matters here,
yeah,
right?
6 games especially.
Matchups matter.
And O-line is so hard nowadays.
Absolutely.
I think that's why you're seeing much better defenses across the board because you're getting these freak athletes on the D-line.
You're getting dudes that can run 4.5, 4.6, 40s coming off the edge.
And they're 6'5", 270.
Yeah, it's unreal.
How do you block that? As a rookie especially.
Yeah, swim moves, clubs, everything. These guys do boxing for training now.
I think it was like 2 months ago when you asked what's the hardest position to play in the NFL. We said corner.
Still is. O-line's
I think
up there.
O-line's second, honestly.
O-line's up there.
Because you have no advantage.
No, you have all the disadvantages.
You're going to
You
block
have
these
to-
freaks you can't hold.
Yeah, no. Not even a
You
little
rarely
bit.
get help.
I think the only dominant O lineman that I can think of would be Jason Kelsey and then Trent Williams.
Well, I'd say Trent, but he got demolished by Myles Garrett.
He did
All
but
game.
That's not the normal for him, though.
Well, typically. But also, he's like, 13th year in the league now?
Yeah.
You can't be that good forever unless your name's, Joe Thomas.
That is true.
There's only one of him.
Only ever will be.
Until Joe Thomas Jr. comes in the league. Drafted by the Browns.
Be a day that there's a parade in the city.
As there should be. How about, do you guys want to guess the highest scoring offense in the NFC South?
It's got to be Carolina.
The 0-6 Panthers.
Every single game they put up like 28 points,
And lose.
but they just have no defense.
Yeah.
And now they're saying like even Brian Burns is on the trade block.
And they want to bring in a top caliber wideout.
I'm like,
Even though your boy Adam Thielen,
on pace for a career year.
Which is insane.
I think he's third in fantasy right now among wideouts.
I'm telling you, everybody. When was Adam Thielen going in fantasy drafts? If he even got drafted,
He was
We're
on our
talking
waivers.
9th, 10th, 11th round.
yeah, he's clear wideout one there. There was
Now-
no competition.
And we all thought, he's washed, he's too old, Bryce Young's not good enough to get him the ball. I was
Who's
definitely
we all?
wrong on that. Everybody. Again, look where he got drafted at.
No, I agree.
But one guy knew.
It was me.
It was the Vank, dude.
I've always been high on like him and Robert Woods both. Robert Woods is letting me down,
Well, again, he's also, I think, definitely 5 years older than Thielen, or at least
but
seeming that
like,
way.
Thielen was great. They drafted Diggs. It became a Robert Woods Cooper Cup. Then Diggs left. They drafted Jefferson. Then it became Justin Jefferson is Cooper Cup with no wideout too. It was just wasted talent.
Even though Thielen was still good and productive in
He
those
was.
years.
Yeah.
Just under the radar.
But now he's back on pace for that 1,300-yard year. Probably double-digit touchdowns.
And if you got him in the 13th round, and he's not just your best wideout, probably your wideout 3, because you got him so late,
He'll be probably a round 3 guy next
you're
year.
looking at a league winner.
Probably looking at a round 3 guy next year, if not higher.
Your Brownies,
My boys,
under Jim Schwartz,
Jim Schwartz,
who might be
the Schwarzenator.
Jesus Christ. Because I've not seen those two in the same room.
Neither have I.
The Brownies are have allowed 1,002 yards through their first 5 games, The best pace since 1972. Legit, at least so far, the best defense since the Super Bowl Ravens in 2000.
Probably.
If not better so far.
It's been rejuvenating.
You just beat the best team in football with P.J. Walker
The highest scoring team in football.
Yeah.
by a significant margin.
Significant. Like 20 points, I think.
Goes to show Jim Schwartz continues to own Kyle Shanahan.
Who is now 1-9 against Jim Schwartz. And has only scored over 20 points one time, and I'm assuming that was in their win.
I think with the Falcons, and I believe one of those scores was a defensive score. So technically,
It
offense
counts.
didn't put 20
It
out.
counts.
But if you want to get technical,
It counts.
he's got Shanahan figured out. And it really has everybody figured out.
Yeah. West Coast offenses do not work
Not against Jim Schwartz, they
against
don't.
Jim Schwartz.
Not in Cleveland.
The Schwarzenator, baby.
That's going to stick.
Better.
Amongst all of our great nicknames in the past, like Greg the Torch Dorch. That's caught on. I just heard
Yes.
Stephen A. say that on First Take the other day.
Exactly.
Whatever show he's on now. Mad Max Crosby has played 100% of snaps in the past 3 games straight.
It's unreal.
No other lineman's done it once this year, period.
Not D-line. I
Not
know
D-line.
Jason Kelsey's on like
Well, D-line, yeah.
O-line is a different story, but Jason Kelsey's got some crazy stat too.
Most famous brother.
No, I can't remember. It's something to do with either consecutive snaps, consecutive games. Can't remember what it is.
The man does not miss time.
Jason Kelsey has played 8,726% or 8,726 out of 8,964, which is 97.5% of snaps his career.
That's outrageous.
Insane. That's
And he's what, in his 15th year?
Joe Thomas level of consistency there.
Legit.
As a center, that's tough.
What's more valuable than that?
Especially the tush push takes a lot
And
out of a center.
he has started 122 games straight.
That's it, I think.
Iron Man.
Yeah. Unreal.
In the most, or one of the most physically demanding positions on the field.
Because you're getting 2 guys sent at you.
All time.
Wait, hold on. No, it's more than that now because that was in January 2022.
So add another
So on
6
6
games
games
to
this
that.
year.
Yeah. So
Well,
no.
All of 2022 also.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
it's Jan 2022. Yeah.
So now he's at
So
Oh,
add
another 23 on there.
games. Yeah.
Good Lord. What a man.
145.
Unless you count playoff games.
That's possible. In that case, throwing what?
One-
3 more?
148.
4 more?
Yeah.
Either way, an unreal number. And let's see, last but not least, or 2 things actually. The Lions have not allowed 100 yards rushing yet this season.
They've played
6 games.
Seattle.
Seattle, Carolina.
Eh,
Run first team. Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Bijan and Algier.
Yeah, Seattle and Atlanta are very impressive.
KC, before Pacheco really broke out.
In my opinion, the other 4 games are not that
Yeah, Green Bay, no big deal.
right. And
The
I believe
Bears.
that was without Aaron Jones.
Correct.
Bears, that's a little bit impressive. They're definitely a run first team, but I think that was a Justin Fields 40 pass game for some reason.
Of course, that's Matt Eberflus for you.
But
Either way, very impressive, and the first time they've done that since 1932.
1932. It's almost 100 years.
Detroit's back, baby. Dan Campbell. And now, last but not least, red zone offense at its worst since 2011, only scoring league-wide 51% of possessions in the
You're
red
welcome.
zone and in a touchdown.
You have the Cleveland Browns to thank for that low number.
Definitely a high one. Do you guys know your exact red zone allowance?
Probably
It's got to be super low,
6.2%.
if that. How about the IR?
It's tough. But we got some good news.
Some unbelievable news.
We've got some unbelievable news. We got some bad news. We got some we don't really know news.
We want to start with the unbelievable.
Have to.
Aaron Rodgers
Throwing.
athletically throwing the ball,
Full body involved.
full body, ankle movement in both ankles is phenomenal.
The fact he's even walking around, no crutches, no boot, is outrageous.
I watched a doctor break down his progress, and they said that if he were to come back like week 15, that he would estimate that his, like, what a normal person's recovery time would be at that point would be like 12 to 15 months.
Yeah.
Well, he's no normal person.
He's not. And I don't think enough people are talking about this, but it makes me feel a lot better about JK because they're rehabbing together.
That is true.
Yeah.
Not to be fair, playing running back much more demanding on your ankle,
It is,
on your Achilles.
but
Well, Aaron Rodgers, very
Mobile.
dynamic play style. But
Surely that can't come back to full capacity when he does come back. I wouldn't think.
it might.
But you know what? There's one guy I'm not going to count out. I'm not going to write off.
It's Geno Smith.
It's A-Rod. Now here's the thing. Let's say 5 weeks from now, the Jets are 8-4. Zach Wilson winning games. You can't not play Rodgers, right?
I think A-Rod's your guy.
he is.
You say, hey, Zach, thanks for the help. Now back on the sideline.
I think, hey, Zach,
You did your
keep
job.
it up.
Wonderful.
Keep up the great work. Keep up the great progression.
As soon as Aaron retires,
You're in.
it's just your team.
Keep learning. Learn from the best. Arguably the best to ever do it. Not the most decorated, but arguably the most talented. Telling you. That's what I hoped for Zach Wilson. And I don't think he got enough time. But I think he's slowly going into not elite, but into that
Competent.
average to good category.
Kind of going back to that, fan perception question. Zach Wilson's come a long way already.
He really has.
His accountability is amazing.
One thing that we talked about, he's almost too accountable.
He takes things very, very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which you love to see, honestly.
Aaron Rodgers with the headset probably helping him a lot.
Of course. How could he not?
Because his decision making since Aaron Rodgers has been on the sideline has been phenomenal. I believe he's pickless in the last 2 games.
Imagine 2 years from now. Let's say the Jets get a ring, A-Rod wins it, and Zach Wilson takes over for the next 10 years.
He threw one against the Broncos, but that's
Okay.
it.
Even then,
Much better than-
things happen. Yeah,
former Zach Wilson. Now he'd already have 7.
in one game.
Yeah.
Nate Peterman-esque. So maybe we owe Zach Wilson an apology, or maybe we deserve the credit.
We have been
I
known.
mean, we were pretty hard on the guy.
We are. And it seems that when that happens,
He
there's
responds.
an immediate response.
So I'm kind of thinking, I don't want to toot our own horn too much, but maybe he heard the show.
I'd like to
He
think
said, you
so.
know what?
Definitely
There's
could've.
3 guys I want to prove wrong. It's those guys up in Ohio.
El Rojo Grande, the
Pine,
Vink.
Pineco's not going to talk bad about
Pinecone.
me, dude. I'm going to go ball out.
A guy named Pinecone's not going to talk bad about me.
Not a chance. I'm going to go get his mom.
I do have a new off-air nickname for Shane.
Really.
Yeah.
Save it.
Pretty funny.
Save it. I'm ready for it, though.
It's pretty funny.
Now, to the not-so-good IR news, also quarterback-wise, Tony Rich, likely done for the year.
AC joint repair shoulder.
Probably going to go full surgery,
And again,
Sucks
I
to
keep
see.
saying probably. Everyone keeps saying probably.
including Jim Irsay.
Yeah, and I'm
Just
like,
making a
just say
decision,
yes.
man. Yeah.
Like that means he's doing it.
You
don't
don't
prep
think
people
about
for that.
surgery.
You don't prep people for that if it's not happening.
Actually, you know what? Now he's good. No surgery needed.
Yeah, you don't tease people like that.
Come on. And it's for the best. Don't
No,
bring it back to,
100%.
make things worse.
Yeah, that's your future.
Should be. Looked great this year when he played.
I guess nobody knows what Irsay's going to do. Maybe he doesn't need a quarterback.
I don't think Irsay knows what Irsay is going to do.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't need a quarterback in 3 years. Who knows?
Shane, next up. You got show notes here, right?
I do.
Nope, not written down, though. On the old technology.
Typed out. We have
This is why notes are actually better. You
Yeah,
can follow along
they
as
are.
we go.
CMC, Debo, and Trent.
Alarming?
Little bit. I mean,
I believe they said Debo avoided all serious injuries. I haven't heard anything about Trent or CMC.
Trent came back in the game against Cleveland.
Yeah, that's right.
That shouldn't be
CMC I
too
have heard
severe.
nothing about. It
No.
has been radio silence.
and I don't like that he came back in and then went immediately
Well,
out.
I wouldn't say total silence because a fellow on Facebook told you
Oh, that is
exactly
true.
what happened.
Oh, man,
torn
I
oblique.
wish I could remember his name.
Torn oblique.
He did say, I asked him if he was a Niners insider, and he said,
I watched the game, dude.
yeah, exactly.
Saw what happened.
Said torn oblique.
Yeah, hopefully not too severe. I've heard, again, when it happened, 4 weeks, but that's with a grain of salt, please.
Shane, what is the oblique?
The oblique is that little area right above your knee.
No, it's
Okay.
not.
Yes, it is.
No, the oblique's in your torso, dude.
Shut up.
No, I'm serious. Your oblique's like right here.
No, it's not.
Your oblique?
Why do you think they call the John Jones kicks oblique kicks? He's kicking right above your knee.
Oh,
That's not true at all.
Yes, it is.
I will fight you on this, honestly. I'm going to look
Yes,
it up right
it is.
now. Your oblique's in your torso, dude.
No.
I'm glad this question went this far.
Go ahead and read that, what you find.
Shane?
Go ahead, read it aloud.
Oh, looky there, dude. Little area right above your knee.
No, it's not what it says. That's not what it says. Listeners, you all know what an oblique is. You know where it's at.
Then why do they call that an oblique kick when John Jones does it?
Probably because he kicks you in the oblique.
No, he doesn't. He kicks right above the knee.
It's a different kick then.
No, it's not.
Shane, to be fair, you just started watching UFC like, what, this year?
No, I just watched an interview where this guy's like, those kicks that John Jones throws, the little oblique kicks, he's just kicking your kneecap.
That guy's wrong.
That could be true.
That might have been the same guy that actually told Cam what happened to CMC.
Could be.
No,
Very
this was a guy
unreliable
that
source.
It was a guy that fought John Jones. I just forget who it was.
Okay, he's a fighter. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Uh,
A lot of CTE there, man. Come on.
that's true.
He gets paid to punch, not know anatomy.
I really thought you would know that. I didn't know.
I thought you were asking, like, as a joke.
No, I genuinely had no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's why I was glad that kind of took that turn because,
Look, dude. I'm flipping the laptop to you guys.
okay,
Easy.
very aggressively.
That is a kick straight to the area right above the
Okay,
knee.
I believe that's what it is, but that's not an oblique.
But why do they call it an oblique kick?
It's probably a different word.
Maybe all the
They're not-
power's coming from the oblique.
I don't think you generate power with a leg kick from your oblique.
You never know, dude.
Either way, we all know your oblique is in your torso. It's like your side.
Now we know.
Yeah. I mean, I knew that before, but
Well, I feel like oblique is a lot more common in baseball to be injured, right?
Shane, do you want to take a 100-mile-per-hour fastball to your oblique?
No.
Exactly. New
Neither
residential
oblique.
medical expert on the show?
Neither
Question mark?
oblique, by the way.
Neither one.
I wouldn't want to take one to my knee oblique or my side oblique.
Either way, CMC hopefully is not too severe, because that would ruin my MVP pick from earlier. So.
And it would. But not your official MVP pick,
Well, that one's
which
probably
we are going to cover next week.
in awards, predictions, recaps.
Because
How about
we are due.
quarterback Justin Fields?
Dislocated his thumb?
I think on the throwing hand.
It was definitely on his throwing hand.
Same thing. No timetable. Nothing official. Could play Sunday. Could miss a couple weeks.
I wouldn't be shocked if he played.
I didn't watch the game, the start, but I was watching Red Zone, and I saw a quarterback, not Justin Fields, playing,
And threw a touchdown.
and I'm like,
And then very quickly
What?
started throwing picks.
who is this guy? And why is he on the field right now?
Then I showed you a picture of him.
And I don't believe that picture to be true.
It is.
That dude played in 1981.
Dude, I took
Not
the
2023.
screenshot on YouTube TV.
Vintage mustache. Looks like prime.
We'll
Burt
post
Reynolds.
it and tag him in our episode promo.
Cool guy of the week. I don't even know his name, actually.
Tyson Bagent.
Yeah.
It's not a real dude.
I will also show Shane the picture now.
You can pull it up. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, but this was live on YouTube TV.
He's got a head start on Mustache November. And I'm pretty envious. Look at that guy. He's not a current quarterback. There's no way.
That maybe a current quarterback's dad.
Exactly.
Dude,
He's not active. Not in the NFL.
No way.
that's what they showed, dude.
That's a guy you trust.
That is not the guy that's coming up when I look up.
When he calls the play, you're following that play.
I'm going with YouTube TV. They know what they're talking about.
I choose to believe that.
This guy that they show on here looks like he's 12.
Well,
Yeah, with a great mustache.
Don't
No.
tell me he shaved the stash when he got into the league.
No
Because
stash
that's
in
obviously
this.
a picture from college.
He looks like a baseball
College
player.
40 years ago.
No, he's got the Bears logo right behind him.
No, I'm saying the
Oh,
one I
that
have is
picture.
obviously from college.
This doesn't even look like the same guy, dude.
I don't know who they showed then.
Well, stashes do a lot of things for your appearance. Yeah, it's not him.
No.
There's no way. Kenneth, you got fooled, bro.
They punked me, dude.
You got
Ashton,
punked.
where you at, dude?
How about
Well,
Devon?
I'm still going to post that picture on our
It's
episode
fine.
promo
It's
and
worth it.
tag him.
Yeah.
So,
He's,
Worth it.
he's going to look at his mentions because he probably doesn't get that many. He's going to be like, who is this guy, dude?
Next thing you know, he's on the show.
Prove to me that that's not you.
You can't.
That's my question.
Come on here and clear your name up, Mr. I forget it already.
Tyson Bagent.
Tyson Bagent,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Was there another quarterback that came in?
Not for the Bears. There's no way.
Not for the Bears.
That's what came up when I
That was the
looked up.
undrafted guy out of a Division II
Community college. I think he went to Wittenberg.
No, I believe he has every single Division II college record as a quarterback.
Baller.
They were saying that too, which could be wrong, apparently.
At this point, be careful what you read online.
I think we got to look up Tyson Bagent College.
Devon A-Chain
Out till week 11 is the target.
on the IR officially.
That's tough.
Very tough. Very
He
tough
was having
for,
a offensive rookie of the year.
tough for the team and tough for fantasy guys who really
Yeah.
were starting A-Chain.
No stash in college.
Maybe this was his high school picture.
We'll investigate over break. There's more story to be dug into here.
But yeah, sad to see. A-Chain was on fire, to say the least.
Averaging like 11 yards per carry.
Raheem Mostert fantasy owners are very happy, though.
They are. And I will
Shane, that
say,
man's injured. Let's not talk about guys being happy.
and I
Come
will
on now.
say, Salvin Ahmed, still getting tutties.
Look, anybody you put Shane in that backfield, he's going to score at least 2.
Shane, what's your 40, you think?
Could not tell
Like
you.
a 6'7"?
Although he's got a bad oblique, can't really run that well.
Yeah. Well, that would probably affect your running, too,
It definitely would.
no matter which one it is.
Much more scary and severe running back news. Damian Harris went down, brought out the ambulance on the field, stretcher.
That was scary.
It was.
You text me like Bill's curse. Another guy
Yeah,
down.
and I saw, I watched the hit over and over again. I'm like, that's just a standard stuffed run.
Yeah.
He didn't even drop his head all the way down or anything. It was like a normal, maybe a high hit, but it wasn't really like a big hit either. But maybe just sent shock through,
Hit that right spot.
dropped down. But all extremities before he left had movement, which is great. And I believe he was just diagnosed with a neck sprain.
Yeah, nothing too severe, thankfully.
Super weird thing about that,
I'm
though.
glad you brought that up. I was just about to.
The team ambulance for the Bills
Had
had Damar Hamlin and his number on the back.
Now, I assume they asked him about that before doing it.
the
He
ambulance.
had.
Whoa. That was good.
I'm proud of you. That's fantastic.
The
Yeah.
ambulance, dude.
Either way,
I take it back. It's not weird.
It's hilarious now.
When you call it the ambulance, it makes it okay.
Go even more. Go full board. Put his number on the entire, not just the window. Make the entire thing to.
Wrap it in a picture of Damar Hamlin.
Yeah,
That is the ambulance now.
that completely did. That made me do a 180 on my take on
I'm
that.
for it.
Now it's
all
great.
for it, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. I'm glad you brought that up because
Thank
I
you.
thought it was strange
Shane, go ahead and email the Bills PR department.
Maybe
With
they'll
that
for
idea.
an official change.
You think they'll write ambulance really big on the side?
They'll say it will be ambulance, and then very very small print, trademark Shane Brook. On the
I'd
bottom.
like
They'll
that.
just put the hyphen
Yeah,
at the end. They won't even quote it either. Then we'll sue them
trademark Shane Brook, comma, Sports and Stogies.
because they put Shane Brook on the map.
Correct.
Yes.
I mean, really, it's look contractually we're getting all the funds anyway.
That is true. That is true.
We'll give him a couple bucks
Small
here and there,
cut.
but
Just buy me a couple packs on Madden, dude.
Nope.
That's
nah,
all
you gotta
I
do that
need.
with
Let's-
money you
yeah,
generate.
Come on now. Let's not get too greedy.
That is money I
No,
generated.
it's not. We're not branched out yet. Sports and Stogies is an umbrella. We're not S&S Media yet.
Also, you can't steal Cam's idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Cam just said ambulance.
No.
Dude, play
No.
it back. Cam just coined that
No.
term.
No.
I believe I said ambulance coined.
No.
Boom, trademark.
Nope.
If I trademarked
Copyright.
it first, then you'd have no say.
You're out.
I have the computer.
I have a phone. I have my lawyers listening in live. They've already trademarked
They're
it,
actually
bud.
right outside, already working on the contract.
It's already done.
The Bills PR
it's-
guy is actually outside right now.
It's probably in my email ready for me to sign.
Ambulance. Other injury news: Trevor Lawrence with a knee could miss Thursday night. Again, nothing long term, but short turnaround. Probably take the 1 week off. Come back next Sunday. David Montgomery injured again, a rib injury. No timetable announced.
He's on pace for a great year, too.
Same thing. Probably a week or two, maybe 3. Maybe that means Jahmyr Gibbs finally gets more involved. Not holding
Doesn't
my
seem
breath.
like that's going to happen.
Either way, though, sucks for Monty. He's been an incredible year so far. What you got, Shane?
The Hambulance is not trademarked yet.
Well, yeah, it's still going through.
I told you it's in my
that.
email.
No, I figured since people trademark like anything they can, that it'd already be like trademarked by some guy with
You
like a
might be
food
the
truck.
only person who's thought of that.
There's no way. Look, Shane's creative. That was very funny. But
Dude, I've been on Twitter and I've not seen that at all.
Shane, go tweet right now.
I was
Get
going to
on
say,
that.
I might.
Go on the show account if you have access to that. If not, Cam, you do it.
I can do it. When we go to break, I'll do it. I'll comment on one of those.
Do
Too
it
late.
right
Do it
now before
Yes,
someone
legit.
steals it.
We'll keep talking. Put on
Yeah.
it right now.
Yeah. Go to
At
the
exactly 12:44 Eastern Time. SNS coins the term ambulance.
Keep going. Roll to the next.
Kyron
roll to the next
Williams.
Sucks
Ankle
for
injury?
fantasy owners.
Sucks for the Rams. They have no running backs.
They don't. They had to trade Cam Akers to the Vikings for no reason.
Their backup dude, too, I forget his name. He's also hurt. So they had to bring up, I think they brought back Darrell Henderson on a practice squad deal. Again, shouldn't be long term for Kyron, probably a game or two.
Couple weeks.
But for this week especially, going to hurt a lot of fantasy guys, a lot of fantasy owners.
It is because I mean a lot of people got him off waivers when the running backs already sucked.
League winner,
And-
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude blew up. Injury-wise, all I got. So, Shane, you know what time it means? We're going to the film room. Starting off with, of course, the Jets over the Eagles, the Browns over the Niners. No more undefeated teams. Which loss concerns you more? Or does either one concern you at all?
I would say that the Niners concern me, but they really don't. They just went up against the best defense in the league, and I mean, you win that game if you make that field goal. So
We know Schwartz owns Shanahan.
he does.
CMC went down. Debo's hurt. Trent Williams went down. Yes, you lose to PJ Walker. Not a great look.
It's not.
But on the road, in a game you should have won ultimately, like you said, they're going to be fine.
They're more than fine. It wouldn't shock me if they only lose like one or two more games.
But the Eagles losing to the Jets with no sauce. Actually, four DBs were out.
Yeah, that's rough.
And again, we've talked about it pretty much every week. The Eagles do not look like the Eagles of last year.
No, I mean maybe adding Julio helps, but I mean you already have two wide receivers that would be a number one on any team they get put on. Most teams, I guess.
And AJ's still producing. Devontae Smith, pretty much nowhere to be found.
Which is crazy to me because earlier in the season, the Eagles did a really good job of when people commented on, hey, why aren't you getting this guy involved? Instant involvement. Like, next game, crazy production out of that player.
So I should tweet at Nick Sirianni, hey, man, let's get Devontae
I think
involved.
what happened was A.J. Brown just solidified his role again.
But it also happened with DeAndre Swift.
Well, Hurts is also not playing at Jalen Hurts level.
Hurts' first career 3-interception game.
So
Against the backup Jets DBs.
Goes to show just how deep and how good that Jets defense is.
Yeah.
Great scheme to hold the Eagles to, what, 14 points?
We knew that their defense was going to carry them without Rodgers, but I didn't expect it to be that good.
And again, for Zach to get the job done
game manager,
against, again, not quite what they were last year, but still a very good Eagles defense.
a competent game manager.
That's all you need. Cam, do you think same thing? Kind of no reason to worry for either team.
No.
He did have a couple really good throws to Garrett Wilson.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not game manager, just quick check down throws.
yeah.
But
Jimmy
Also,
G-esque.
They've kind of they've taken the kid gloves off a little bit.
Yeah, they're
They're
letting
not
him play
just
football,
calling checkdowns. Say Zach, go out there and make a play, and
which
so
is good
far,
to see.
He's kind of been making plays.
If your coaching staff is confident, I think that's part of why he has changed, is because now the coaching staff is comfortable with him.
Which we also have to apologize for. Just 3 weeks ago, we were saying Saleh lost the locker room. Don't stand by your guy so loyally.
He did.
Maybe for a day or two.
But they very quickly bounced back. But
And again, you can't give enough props to A-Rod on the sideline.
what are you going to do when Xerxes is out there calling plays as your head coach?
Actually, I had somebody I was watching.
Do you get that reference, Shane? Xerxes from 300?
Oh, I'm
Looks
a generous
just
God.
like Robert Saleh.
really?
Pull up a picture.
I think we were watching, I forget where, but somebody said, somebody who didn't watch football, they had a sideline thing of Saleh and Sirianni. They're like, wow, who's that? He's hot. I'm like, you know what? Saleh is,
He's a good-looking
good-looking fella. I'd run through a wall for him. I know that.
Yeah. And then Nick Sirianni is just the city of Philadelphia.
If you go to dictionary, look up Philadelphia.
It just says Nick Sirianni.
Holding a cheesesteak with like cheese on his face, of course.
Just a little bit. Just a little smidgen.
Now, if he's going to lick it off in a minute, but it's still there.
That guy does look a lot like
Dude,
Robert
it's
Saleh.
unreal.
You've never seen 300?
Oh my goodness.
It's not even like an old movie either.
No, it's not.
It's not new.
But it's
Probably
it's not like it's
2015.
from
I
the
think it's like
60s.
early 2000s.
It's not a movie I would say, from 74.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
oh, you guys haven't seen that?
Well,
Like 300 is a pretty big time movie.
just because you're a 150-year-old man reincarnated into a 23-year-old.
24. It's going to be 25.
Whatever.
Come on now. Either way, 300, especially an action movie like that. Every young man's seen 300.
Yeah, dude.
I have.
Sparta Kick, dude?
If someone said this is Sparta, you would not know what that.
Well, I mean, I
reference was
understand the
from.
reference,
But you
like,
don't.
I haven't seen the movie.
You need to go watch that tonight.
That's not going to happen. I'm going straight to sleep when I go home.
You need to watch it tomorrow.
I'm probably calling off work tomorrow. So yeah,
Okay.
Can you say that on air?
I can say that all day long. I am
Whoa.
probably calling off work tomorrow.
Best Buy. Check them out.
I would.
Do you want to cover any more in the
Browns,
Browns
Niners.
defense? What else? Because again, I watched Red Zone and watched the entire
The
game
Browns are
through
the
and
best
through.
team in the NFL. It's pretty clear.
Defensively.
Next.
For
we
sure.
can move on to Bengals Seattle now.
Now that game, props to the Bengals defense.
That's-
A pair of goal line stops,
Yeah.
red zone stops. Won that game
Geno
for him.
Smith is the strangest quarterback. He got them downfield so it was executed perfectly. And then he just would get to the red zone and just throw a pick.
And again, that goes to the fact that league-wide red zone scoring is at 51% in terms of touchdown rate.
Honestly, I want to say it's because they're not running as much in the red zone, but they are. They're getting stuffed 2 times
Line's not that
by
good.
pretty much every team.
Yeah, K9 can only do so much back there.
I'm saying every team is getting stuffed in the red zone and running back.
Oh, routinely? Yeah, pretty much. Besides the Niners, it's tough. You get inside the numbers in there, and you're kicking field goals left and right.
Yeah, that's insane.
I'm at the point now where I think I want to
But-
put a kicker in my flex spot.
We have to adjust. We have to address the elephant in the room. Were there some questionable calls the entire game? Yes.
I want to expand on that when you're done.
Was the pass interference or holding call on Amari Cooper a legit call? No, it was not. I agree. In my opinion, Gibson's hit, I think it gets called 9 times out of 10.
In today's league, I think it's a fair thing to
Because
say.
that rule is very vague.
Correct.
It says
It's all
the neck
interpretation.
area,
Yeah.
where if you look, he got hit right around the collarbone, which in my opinion is pretty close to the neck. I would call that the neck area.
And look, no one's saying that the refs won that game for the Browns. Ultimately, if you're the Niners, it shouldn't come down to a couple calls.
Agreed. And I will also say the Niners got the exact same holding call on their receiver on their potential game-winning drive. And that had a lot more impact on their drive than it did ours, because that catapulted them into getting into field goal range way quicker than we did. And the out routes were there. Our defense just disappeared in the last 30 seconds.
I was freaking out. I was watching that game in the middle of Best Buy. People like surrounding me because they
Asking
saw
for help because they wanted to go to Best Buy and get a new TV, and you're just not helping them out.
No, not customers, like coworkers, because I was walking around the entire building saying I will hurt myself if we lose this game.
Wow, that's very. I mean, even Cam wouldn't say that. He's a diehard Browns fan.
No, I was saying that the entire. I had it pulled up on my phone for. I didn't quite get to do the first half because I got tied up doing stuff. But second half, I had it pulled up the entire time.
Yeah, that was an unreal ending. And
Never trust a rookie kicker.
I had to replay it 3 times to make sure he actually missed.
honestly, I'll say you never trust a kicker in Cleveland, especially a rookie.
I thought about that as it happened because you've always said there's no harder place to kick than in Cleveland.
Yeah, like I said, they have flags placed off the goalpost
So you can see how the
so you
wind's
can
blowing.
see how the actual wind is blowing.
Yeah. Now, my point is, I didn't even think the Browns-Niners game was that bad in terms of officiating, but I think I say it every year across the board. Refs keep getting worse and worse, honestly,
No accountability.
and there's no consistency.
None.
They let plays go for 45 minutes.
I will say, it was evenly officiated badly.
Correct. And same thing happened during the Dallas Chargers game.
Both teams had 100-plus yards in penalties, and they both had over double digits.
I've been seeing a lot of people say that all PI calls should be reviewed. Which
If you could do it in a quick manner, I'm not opposed. But the problem is, like, every rule you pretty much have is open to interpretation.
Yeah.
And how are you going to overturn a judgment call? You really can't.
You can't, but I think that if it's reviewed and you have multiple people looking at it, you almost just go by majority.
It's a slippery slope. It's probably better than what we have right now.
I think so.
But it could quickly turn just as bad.
It could.
And look, do you trust a guy in the headquarters in New York watching a video screen more than you trust the guy on the field making the call?
Well, even if you have three
Sometimes.
refs look in the booth,
It's the same thing.
you trust. I mean, the one guy who made the call is going to stand by his call.
Of course.
There might be one guy who's like, and then it all comes down to what the third guy says.
Yeah. I hadn't really thought about it like that, but I think it definitely cuts down on the bad calls.
I don't think so. I think they need somehow, some way penalized. I don't know if it should be as deep as fines or maybe you get suspended.
Not even penalized. Just have them have press conferences like players and coaches do.
Yes.
If you can ask a ref after a game, why did you call that? Or show them the replay and say, do you stand by this call? That would increase accountability to a degree.
I think it increases it a lot because you don't want to be the guy that goes up there and they're like, why did you call that? And you just freeze up.
Well,
And let's be honest, if you find a ref, nobody cares.
here's the thing. The ref will. But if I'm a ref at a press conference, they say, why'd you call that? I said, because I did.
That's what I saw on the field.
That's
That's
what
the
I
correct
saw.
call.
Yeah. What
Which
can
again,
you do then?
You can give those answers, but to at least have to face the media to a degree, I think would help things
I don't think so.
at least a little bit.
Because it's a bad look if you're constantly going out and saying, I called it because I called it.
It's a bad look if you're constantly calling bad calls because you call them.
There's really no. It's just
I
one of
think
those things
that-
about the game you have to accept. There's going to be
Yeah.
bad calls, and there always will be. You can't review everything.
Agreed.
Now, what do you guys make of the Bills? Because I have no idea.
I don't know either.
You demolish Miami, and then you barely scrape by against the Giants without Daniel Jones, without an offensive line.
I have no idea.
Kind of got bailed on that Darren Waller throw.
And same thing, a questionable missed call there at the end. Either way, though, it should not come down to that. The Bills should have won that game by 3 scores.
Yeah. I mean, they really got bailed on that.
Huge.
They shouldn't have won that. That should have been the Bills. Wait, would that have been the first touchdown that the Giants have thrown for?
In the game?
That game, yeah. I think
Yeah,
they
no,
had 3
that
field
game.
goals.
No. I mean, like in the last 3.
Past 3? Yeah, probably.
Because I know that they've been outscored like 60 to.
It's an outrageous
15.
number.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you trust Josh Allen? What's the problem here? How do you only put up, 13 points on the Giants?
I think the Giants have an underrated defense, but not that
For sure.
good.
Can we
Where
put
they
it?
should hold the Bills to that.
I almost want to say that you can just put it off to a bad game. Because I don't want to say anything extreme like you can't trust Josh Allen.
Because I think you can.
You can. And you can trust your wide receivers. You can trust your line. I genuinely think it's just a bad game. They're going to bounce back.
I agree, but I also don't know if they're contenders, in my opinion.
They're definitely in a division that's starting to heat up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's an understatement.
Yeah,
Well, between 3.
between 3.
Well, you got honestly, probably the worst team in the league at the bottom of that division.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, they've been due.
Boys, Chargers.
I said pregame, this will be the game that it's a matter of who can frustrate me the most.
You did tell
Because
me
again,
that.
I'm not
I
a
have the
Charger.
receipts.
I'm not a Charger fan, but I like the Chargers.
Yeah.
I like the team, I like the players. And they're so horribly mismanaged. And of course, in Dallas, that goes without saying.
And they're also horribly mismanaged.
I don't even want to go into that. Either way, a win's a win. We'll take it. Should have probably not been that close.
When are they going to fire Joe Staley?
Who?
What do you mean?
Did
who?
you just make that name up?
No.
Brandon Staley.
Or Brandon Staley. Joe.
It should have been probably after the Jaguars lost in the playoffs.
I mean,
He's a quote-unquote defensive genius, and the defense is trash, always has been. Although they played significantly better against Dallas, which again makes no sense.
Yeah.
And they played great their last game, too,
And
before that.
talent-wise, they're stacked.
On paper.
Yeah, on paper, they should not be a horrible defense by any means.
I'm sick and tired of watching Mike McCarthy not utilize Tony Pollard at all. Every handoff is just a dive up the middle.
Yeah,
That's not
unreal.
what Tony Pollard is.
No, he's an explosive outside running back.
Did you watch Kellen Moore call plays at all last year, Mike? Did you watch the games?
No.
Give him some open field. Give him an end around. Give him something off the edge. Give him a toss.
Another guy that just has a menu instead of an actual.
I literally
game plan.
texted. Somebody said in my group text, they keep showing McCarthy's play sheet on the camera. Like, oh, that's funny. Like, no, it's a Whataburger menu. He's not calling plays. He's looking for dinner.
Yeah.
This guy has 2 plays. Handoff up the middle. And
Or-
then let's run a pass and
Or
just hope
Dak
somebody's open.
figure it out.
And I will say, overall, Dak played very well. Got pressured a lot, moved around the pocket pretty well. Long rushing touchdown. Actually a good play call.
I
on the
was
option.
shocked at how much Dak rushed.
Yeah.
We forget that's what Dak, when he's at his best, that's what
I
he used
know.
to be. After the knee injury last year, 2 years ago, quit running as much.
Makes sense.
He's healthy now. The guy can move.
Yeah.
Always
Just
could. Back in
hasn't
college, that was
really
one of his
utilized
best
it
options.
I hadn't really.
Since his rookie year, honestly.
Yeah.
I think both of you guys are going to appreciate this. I hadn't really thought about like Dak's rushing ability at all, and then I was texting Michaela last night about the game, and she goes,
For the folks at home, who is Michaela?
"My new girlfriend."
That's it, folks. Shane is off the market.
Official.
So all you rabid lady fans out there, take it easy. The man's taken.
And
Okay.
she goes, "Nice to see that Dak's rushing for once. They're actually letting him do it." And I'm like,
Maybe she should be calling plays.
Maybe she should be our executive producer.
and I'm sitting there, and I'm like,
Majority rules, I say yes.
"You guys booting me, dude?
We got to meet her first, at least.
Yeah.
You mean her
She have a good
Saturday."
voice for radio?
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Shane.
Ugh.
We're going to take your ambulance idea and take your
In the
girlfriend
name
for
of
a producer
diversity.
spot.
In the name of diversity at SNS, we have to make some changes.
Correct. You can have 3 young white dudes. Nobody wants to watch that show. You could be like the doorman.
I'd really rather not be the doorman.
What if
Well-
you just stood here?
I don't want to do that either.
And you can't talk.
No, you just
No
stand there.
speech, dude. Just
No,
standing there like a statue.
Oh, you should learn ASL, and you can be our sign language interpreter.
That's going to really open
For
up our
when we
audience,
have
actually.
YouTube.
Yeah. Again, I'm all in favor. Majority rules.
That'd be sick.
Michaela, cannot wait to have you on the show next week, taking over as executive producer. Shane, study up, man. There's a lot of YouTube courses on how to learn sign language.
Well, apparently anyone can do it because the amount of times that I see people getting in trouble for faking it, there can't be background checks.
Honestly, you can just go ahead and fake it.
Nah, I don't want that bad PR.
Any PR is good PR. Though.
I was going to say that.
We're not at Kanye West level yet.
We're getting there.
First podcast with a fake ASL interpreter.
It wouldn't be the first, probably.
There's no way
I
there's
don't
any
know
other
if there's any
podcast with
podcast that has
ASL
one.
interpreters.
Not that I've seen,
No. So we could be
Maybe
the first.
besides like an ASL podcast.
which is, yeah, that would make sense just for that. How about our new Game of the Week picks?
Imagine trying to listen to that in the car.
Just silent.
I think they still talk.
Yeah, but if
it's an
Like if they're
if you're deaf,
if it's an ASL podcast, dude, no one's talking.
where they're doing both.
yeah, but you're driving and you can't hear the show.
No, I'm saying they're talking and doing ASL at the same time. The person.
But the
Correct,
the
yeah.
Like
target,
in their conversation, ours wouldn't change. Like imagine if I was talking and doing sign language at the same time.
but
Yeah.
the target audience can't hear it, dude. If it's an ASL
Not
podcast,
if they're driving.
They
But-
I need a dumb question. Can deaf people legally drive?
I don't know.
I don't think
I
so,
don't
right?
know.
I don't. Never did a hearing test when I got my license.
I didn't either.
Me neither. Actually, I think I did.
No
feel-
way.
I feel like
we
if they-
literally all got our licenses around the same time. The rules did not change that much.
No.
No, I took a vision thing, which even that was like a joke.
Everybody's memorized that by now.
Well, you just fake it. Like, yep, I see it.
My grandpa fakes it. He can't drive, dude. He drives in the middle of the road.
Okay, let's take it easy here.
No,
We
let's pump the
slander.
brakes. All right, let's go games of the week.
Okay.
We can not recap last week because there was none.
Correct.
But this week, what are you boys going with here?
I'm going Falcons Bucks.
Sneaky pick. I like that a lot.
I think it'll be a good matchup. Sneaky teams, both 3-2, 3-3. Solid test for each team, in my opinion, and a great opportunity for one of them to get rolling offensively. The Bucs defense is no slouch, but I think with the abnormal offense that the Falcons have, it's a test to the Bucs defense too.
Tough to adjust to, for sure.
Yeah.
Shane?
Give me Lions Ravens.
That's my pick right there as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys are the same person.
We
Well,
really
he
are.
did write down my notes. So.
Oh, that is true.
No, you didn't have Jared Goff MVP on there.
Well, I didn't write it down, but it was in my head. Either way, I had this pick. But again, the obvious one was, of course, Dolphins, Eagles.
Yeah, which it might
Too
not.
obvious, come
It
on.
might not even be game of the week though.
Should
Never know.
be.
It should be, but like
Because the Dolphins defense is not good.
it's not.
But I feel like every time this season we've talked about, there should be a shootout, 38-35.
That is
It's
true.
not. It's,
It's
like 13.
10-10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. But I'm going to say it's going to be a shootout anyways.
You got to stand by that. So, Ravens, Lions.
I like it a lot. It didn't look like the Ravens receivers were dropping every ball last week, so their offense actually looked competent. Their defense, we all know, is pretty good.
Top 5.
And we just sang the Lions' praises on both sides of the ball. I mean, they look like top 5 both sides. So I don't think it's going to be super high scoring. Probably like 21-13.
Should be a great chess match between coaches. Lions rush defense, excellent. Maybe stops the Lamar.
I don't think you can stop the Lamar rush.
Who's even their lead back right now? Is it still Gus?
I think it's
I think
Gus
it
and
is
Justice
Gus.
Hill. Yeah.
Kind of rocking that combo still. Can Jared Goff figure out the Ravens' defense? Yet to be told. Again, hasn't really played a ton of tough defenses yet, besides the Chiefs there in week 1. But their rush attack, very strong, very balanced. Should be a great game, I agree. I think 24-21. Lions take it.
Hey-o. You say
Power.
Lions take it too?
Yeah, I'll give Lions.
All right.
Power rankings, boys. Our week 6, top 5.
It's interesting. Number 5, Kansas City Chiefs. They got to stay in the top 5. They're winning football games. It's ugly.
And we know what they can be.
Yeah, we know what they're capable of. We know what they're going to be. Also, maybe not. Maybe Eric Bieniemy was the offensive-minded heart that everybody sang praises about Andy Reid being.
Do you know which wideout leads the league in drop passes rate?
No.
Rashee Rice.
Really?
You know who's second?
Kadarius Toney?
Correct. Not a good combo right there.
Tough.
No.
Not even Eric Bieniemy could fix that.
After last week, I would have guessed one of the Ravens.
I'm sure they made a strong push for that.
Yeah.
That was rough.
That was
Either way,
hard
still
to watch.
5. And led by their defense. Reed's letting the guys run, letting Pacheco run, kill the clock some.
And
Not
from
quite the
everything
same
I've
old Chiefs.
seen, everything's gearing that the Chiefs are going to be getting Frank Clark back.
Scary thought.
So, scary.
Another top 7, top 8 defense just getting better. Number 4, Shane, who do we have?
I didn't get the
The
power.
Philadelphia
rankings right now.
Eagles.
Like Philly. I mean, like KC, I should say. We know what they can be. They just haven't quite shown it yet this year. Kind of played
Again,
down to their competition.
winning games, just not dominantly.
Getting the job done overall, except against, of course, Zach Wilson. But they're still Philly. Still, I think, probably second best team in the NFC. And hopefully get back to, well, I guess personally, I wouldn't say hopefully, but the league-wide, hopefully, getting back to what they were last year.
Number 3,
For the first time in SNS history,
history.
we have a newcomer. The Detroit Lions, number 3.
Third best team in the league.
Love to see it.
Shane, I think you should become a Lions fan.
If I could choose a new team,
It'd be the Lions.
I love Dan
think you
Campbell
should.
so much.
I don't think you have enough invested in Cleveland where you need to stick around.
whoa, he was watching the entire game at Best Buy.
I threatened to
He
hurt
said he's going to
myself.
hurt himself.
No, I understand that.
He's a diehard
I
fan.
understand that.
Lifetime fan.
I understand that. But I think you should make the switch.
I can't.
Because I hate that me and Austin have 2 different favorite teams, but me and you have the same team.
I can't.
If you guys could pick a new team to root for right now, if you had to, I like the Lions. And also, man, I love Mike McDaniel so much that it's tough not to go Dolphins.
Yeah.
If I could sit down and hang out with any head coach, it's probably Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Or Dan Campbell.
Did you
Oh,
see?
no, I'm going out raging with Dan Campbell.
Did you see the interview with Mike where they're like, rumor has it that A-Chain's going to be going through an MRI, and McDaniels is like, yeah, he also had a pretty good lunch, I've heard.
The guy's so awkwardly off the cuff funny.
He's
Yeah.
hilarious. And then since Tyreek got fined for not wearing socks, he came out and didn't wear socks.
Of course, he doesn't care about that.
No.
Either way, good to see the Lions crack the top 5, thanks in part to a surprisingly great defense.
Yeah.
And a balanced offense, running and passing. Jared Goff, of course, our MVP vote. Losing Montgomery might hurt for a week or two, but again, you got Jahmyr Gibbs, first-round capital.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs is questionable.
Use the man. If he's
He was
playing.
hurt last week.
Yeah.
So
Next man up.
that's what I always say.
Number
That's-
2.
That's what Cleveland was told when our entire starting offense was out during COVID. It was next man up. So I hate the injury excuse because I've never been allowed to use it.
Not to mention, Lions just as hurt as any other team out there.
And Cleveland's also missing Nick Chubb, all-pro running back, 2 all-pro offensive linemen, and our starting quarterback. So miss me with all that. Debo was out. Trent Williams was out. CMC missed a quarter and a half. Miss me with all that nonsense. Next.
Who needs to score when you've got Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward out there?
Exactly.
Number 2, Shane. I forgot you don't have the power rankings.
The Dolphins.
You know who would? Michaela.
True.
She probably would.
She's a real producer.
She does her homework. That's why
And then
she's still
some.
in college.
Actually, she writes the show for us.
That'd be sick.
Who needs Chat GPT when you got Michaela, dude?
Technically, I'm in college.
Eh.
It's debatable.
Technically.
Certificate is not a degree.
But I am enrolled in a college.
Certificate is not a degree. Next.
But number 2, of course.
The Miami Dolphins.
I
I wanted to put them at number 1.
don't hate it,
Austin made some good points.
but
though.
I don't want to overreact to the Niners dropping one very tough game against the best defense of the past 20 years. If Miami's defense was better, I'm cool with them being 1, but I think there's still some questions on that side of the ball. But Tua's been healthy. I love seeing the Tua Jitsu every week.
Yeah.
What a great improvement that was. And how do you stop Tyreek?
You
Even
don't.
without A-Chain. Even if Mostert goes down. Throw in Jeff Wilson. Throw in Salvin Ahmed. They're putting points up.
Jeff Wilson's also on IR.
You just came off, right?
No.
Still on IR.
Still
okay,
on
well,
IR.
Throw in Salvin Ahmed. He's put up 150 and 3 scores.
Because
And then Jalen Waddle, Chase Claypool, or Tyreek Hill as your second string running back.
I didn't study. Did Chase get any touches or any
I don't
targets?
think so.
no, but they are talking about having him be their tight end. Like that's a thing now.
Huh. Okay, he has the body for it. He's a big dude.
He does, but I just think it's a weird thing to introduce when he's never had to really.
I don't know if he's a great
block.
blocker.
Yeah.
Oh, they won't be blocking. He'll be torching linebackers all day.
If there's one guy I trust to utilize that personnel, it's Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
And any receiver is going to torch a linebacker unless
Correct.
it's Fred Warner.
Yeah.
So,
And of course, number 1, the aforementioned San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, maybe you get a new kicker. Really the only issue there, besides staying healthy.
yeah.
Even then, you can't really fault the guy that much.
He's a
It is
rookie.
what it is. It is what it is.
But he was supposed to be the next Justin Tucker.
Really?
Obviously not true. Anyways,
Tuck back in the fantasy relevancy again.
finally,
5 field goals.
he was like kicker
30,
number
31st.
75.
Yeah.
Now it's time for contenders or pretenders.
You have 5 teams here?
I wrote another one down. We got 6.
Then we'll alternate, me and Shane.
Austin. Are the Los Angeles Rams contenders or pretenders?
We talking playoffs?
We'll go to playoffs.
I'm going to say contender, actually. I think a healthy Stafford. Healthy
Capable
Kupp.
of winning playoff games. That's how we'll say that. Not making
of course,
the
you know, it
playoffs.
depends on matchup. But I think overall, still, I'm going to go contender. Assuming they get a running back in some capacity, back healthy. McVay's still a very good play caller, even though they waited until the fourth quarter to start running the ball against Arizona.
Yeah.
Healthy Stafford, Kupp, Puka, occasional Tyler Higbee sighting.
Puka
And the
wasn't-
defense actually not as bad as we thought it would be.
Aaron Donald's still Aaron Donald.
So will they win a Super Bowl? No, but I think they could be a contender for the playoffs. Rams locked in contender.
Shane, contenders or pretenders? The Dallas Cowboys.
I like that because you know my thoughts already.
Exactly.
I want to see what Shane says.
I'm going to go contenders because right now you have the Eagles not playing very well. I don't think that Washington's really too big of a concern for a playoff push right now. So they're guaranteed to be in the playoffs. And I know, granted, they usually get bounced first round.
Well, I'm saying they're in the playoffs, yes. I'm talking contenders, meaning they could make a surge to the big game.
Right. What I'm saying is they're playing a decent amount of. They're going to get a decent amount of games where it shouldn't really be competitive. So the record's going to be good enough to have to go against a bad team, and their defense can usually contain pretty poor offenses. They have a great defense, and if their offense looks as okay as it did against the Chargers,
So here's what's going to happen. This is a fact.
okay.
We'll be the wild card, the 5 seed. That means we get to play the winner of the NFC South, which is our winnable matchup. Either the Saints, Falcons, maybe the Bucks. We should beat each of those teams. Get that one win, and then play San Fran or Philly and lose second round.
But the question was, can they win playoff games? So they're going to
We'll win one, yes.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be the 5 seed. It's a guarantee. We're not going to beat Philly for the division. We'll be wild card 1 and beat the NFC South champions and then lose second round.
So are we calling that a pretender or a contender?
So
Since
they're a contender.
okay.
But we all know there's 2 problems.
Mike McCarthy
It's 1,
and Jerry Jones.
not quite. On the field.
Dak.
Jerry Jones.
Dakota J. Prescott.
Yeah.
Playoff Dak is rough.
Turnover machine. Again, defense, great. We'd love to have Diggs back, but even then, they can only go so far because we're not quite the Browns. We can't win with a P.J. Walker under center.
No, you can't.
We got to score.
Best team in the league. That's why they're not on here. It's because I
Yeah.
know for a fact they're
They're
number
winning the
one.
Super Bowl.
They're
Yeah.
number 1 contenders.
Next up.
Austin. The Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, man, that's a tough one. Like we mentioned with Philly and KC, we know what the Bengals can be. Defense still very good. Offense should be very good. It just falls on the shoulders of Joe Burrow. Will he be healthy enough to actually lead a run? And even then, if he's fully healthy, they've been so off rhythm on offense, both rushing and passing. In a very tough division, even though they were both of our Super Bowl picks, at this point in the year, from where they're at right now, I'm going to say pretenders.
Whoa.
I agree.
All right, Shane. The New York Jets.
Oh, spicy. It's
This-
getting hot in here,
This
boys.
is so hard because it all depends on Aaron Rodgers.
Does it?
Doesn't you look at Zach Wilson, dude?
It does. It
You don't
does.
think do you think they're pretenders with Zach Wilson?
I think that right now they're pretenders with Zach Wilson, only because I don't think that you can really make a strong playoff push with just a game manager at quarterback. Because under
Jimmy
that,
G 49ers went to the Super Bowl.
Point,
had
but different
so-
circumstances.
yeah, he had a lot more talent around him though.
Let's let Captain Shane make his point here.
My thing is, you're taking a guy who's going to be making his first playoff appearance, and the amount of pressure that's going to be on him. Yes, the defense will probably contain whoever they're playing, but I don't think that Zach's going to make enough big plays in any kind of playoff matchup to actually consider them contenders right now. Now, 5 weeks from now, Zach shows us that he's getting a lot more comfortable, then yeah, maybe. Because he's got the offensive weapons around him, because Breece Hall's looking great. Garrett Wilson, we know what he is. He's great. But it's all dependent on what he looks like a few weeks from right now.
I mean, Zach just beat the undefeated Eagles.
So you're saying pretenders.
Sam Howell almost beat the undefeated
Whoa,
Eagles.
put some respect on Sam Howell's name.
Slinging Sam you're talking about.
Right
Locked
now,
in.
Pretenders.
Pretenders.
Thoughts?
I for the most part agree. Again, defense can only do so much. You have to have a guy under center. You're down 7, 2 minutes to go. Do you trust Zach Wilson to lead a game-winning drive or a game-tying drive? I think he can lead a field goal-tying drive, but eventually the time's going to come where they need 7, and I don't know if Zach can get that done. Now, if Rodgers does come back, come week 12, 13, 14, somewhere in there,
Contenders all day long.
on paper you want to say yes, but who knows? Maybe he comes back and he's not 100% and he's you don't
He
know.
is that noise.
You don't know. Exactly. That's kind of Tony Romo. Yeah, well, I don't know, Jim. So I agree. I think right now, pretenders. Same thing.
Austin.
Very tough division.
The Miami Dolphins.
Contenders all day.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, the defense is a question. Because again, defense does still win championships. You're up 7. You got to make a stop. Can they get that done?
They will have Jalen Ramsey back come
I've
playoffs.
seen in late game situations, their play calling's excellent. They bring pressure at the right times. But against I don't even want to say Bills because they're so weird this year. But against the Chiefs team, against Mahomes, can you make a stop? Can you hold him down? Or do you score 70? Defense doesn't matter anyway.
I was going to say, they haven't really been in many situations where defense mattered.
Overall, though, the offense is good enough. McDaniel's good enough. Contenders for sure.
I agree.
The final contenders or pretenders,
The Carolina Panthers.
Buffalo Bills. This is for you, Shane.
They've just been so weird, and they are in a very good division. Top 3. I don't know.
Well, we're asking you. What do you know?
Got to make a decision.
Okay. With the way they look right now, being so inconsistent, I want to say pretenders, but Josh Allen has played pretty well in the playoffs. And I don't really see a way that they don't make the playoffs in some capacity. So I'll go contenders.
I agree. I think the Bills are too good on paper to not be contenders. On both offense and defense.
Yeah.
Too many playmakers. As long as Josh Allen doesn't have 15 turnovers, they're going to win games.
The only thing I would have done differently is I think the Jets are 100% contenders.
Which, again, we're on the fence about.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me either way.
I think Zach Wilson's on the upswing. I think he's getting better every week.
Which is what you want to see.
And I think he's starting to silence the people he needs to silence.
He's won us over, has he not?
Yeah.
Yes.
We went from calling him Nathan Peterman 2.0 no more than 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. And he beat the Eagles. Would there be a greater redemption story in the NFL than Zach Wilson making the playoffs, winning a game or two, dare I say winning a ring?
Only if Nathan Peterman 1.0 comes in and does it.
Well, some things just aren't possible, Shane.
Either that or Jamarcus Russell gets a call.
Okay, come on now. Let's not get wild. It's not the multiverse here. This is real
Johnny
life.
Manziel.
CFL legend. Let's talk fantasy here, boys. Or do you want to go break?
Let's go break.
Okay, what are we at, Shane?
We are at 1 hour and 52.
Follow. Saying, perfect. Love that. Should have a longer show after 2 weeks off.
I think so.
Week and a half, however you want to measure that out. Either way, SNS episode 58 back after this.
I'm a married man now.
You are.
That's a guaranteed fact.
Now it's got to be time to get in shape.
I would say it's actually time to not get
I
in
was
shape.
going to say, now's the
I know
time.
that's
dad
the
bod, dude.
opposite.
You can take it back a little bit.
You want to go
I
against
could.
the grain.
But I would like to at least get in a little bit of shape.
Buddy,
I want to be one of those active dads.
I know just the guy for you.
No, you don't.
I do. Evan Keaton.
Wait a minute here. What?
Ace
This
certified.
card I'm holding?
The very card you're
The
holding.
one and only
Yes.
Evan Keaton?
The one that Austin's supposed to be reading off of, not you.
Hey, Shane jumped the gun. We kind of have a thing going here. We talked about it last week,
Oh.
or 2 weeks ago, I guess. We both love reading the actual info.
Yeah, we
Oh,
do.
okay.
We do.
So
And I
you
think
just-
maybe Shane takes over that, because I think I'm better at the off-the-cuff, me and you. And then he jumps in with the actual info.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll continue with the info.
Take it away, pal. You got the card right there.
Oh, I do.
Propped up where you can read it without
Look
holding
like
it.
you put it there.
Evan Keaton, Ace certified personal trainer. Email allthingsfitness15@gmail.com. Cell phone 937-308-6324. And website allthingsfit.org.
So what, you just go to a gym and this guy meet you there?
No. This guy meets you at your house.
Well, that's great and all, but I have zero equipment to actually get in shape with.
You don't have to worry about that, dude. He brings his own.
What a guy.
He's an absolute stud.
Pimp.
Now, I might get shredded working out, but diet's kind of an issue, too, here.
I knew you were going to say that. He can give you a little dietary advice. Not certified, but he knows a thing or two.
This man's a consummate professional. Evan Keaton, ACE certified. Hit him up. Also, shout out to our boy Matt Gordon at Gordon's Leather. Should have our cigar cases in by next week.
Whoa.
Told him no rush, take your time.
That's
They're
big
going to be
time.
fantastic. Dude, handmade leather, wallets, bags, Again, our cigar stuff. Pretty much anything you guys could think of, he will make.
If you would have known your Halloween costume a little earlier,
Could have came in handy. Yeah,
that'd be sick.
would have been dope.
He'd probably be able to make you a replica.
Spot on. But we'll save that for our Halloween night show.
Exactly.
Now, fantasy-wise, not a whole lot of things to go over here. But Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, no issues.
Living in harmony.
Both must-starts, obviously.
Both 10 catches a game minimum.
We all said, don't worry about Puka when Kupp comes back.
Yeah,
He's still going to get targets.
Your question mark was Tutu Atwell.
If you were starting Tutu, which I assume you probably weren't,
He might have flexed him in a matchup, but which is probably still viable.
he's going to get some play.
He'll get your over the middle deep balls. He'll still probably get active in the running game. So, but yeah, love it.
What I don't love, if you're a JT owner, what do you do about the Zach Moss JT split situation?
I think JT will be taking over completely by the beginning of November.
That's the hope.
They said they were going to work him back into full carry share,
But Zach Moss looks so good.
and that's fine. But you didn't pay Zach Moss.
You didn't.
You paid Jonathan Taylor,
To be Jonathan Taylor.
and he will be. Just wait.
So
Be patient.
if you're a Zach Moss owner, do you start him one more week?
Yes,
No questions there?
no question.
As your RB2? Honestly, he's been RB1 so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely don't bench him yet. Maybe, while you can, if you have depth, trade value.
A little bit.
If you get a guy that maybe isn't quite paying attention as much as we all are,
Maybe not an avid Sports and Stogies listener.
or has no depth at running back and thinks,
Or
oh,
has
Zach
no
Moss,
depth at
running back
running back.
6 right now, I'll take him.
Yep.
Dude, imagine not having depth at running back.
Dude.
Join the club, boys. starting backups.
Brother, you didn't just pick up Latavius Murray off the waivers.
No, but I picked up Tajay Spears and Jaleel McLaughlin last week.
Those worked out
That played pretty well.
surprisingly well.
Played pretty
Did.
well.
I was kind of nervous because
Yeah, Tajay Spears is going to get you that one reception for 50 yards and like 3 carries for 25.
As long as the Titans are losing, Tajay Spears is the man.
Well, Cam, you don't know the background behind this. I looked at our matchup last
The
week
lore?
and I texted him. I said, "Who the hell is Tajay Spears?"
I said, bro, it's about to drop 20 on your ass.
And then he dropped like 17 and a half. And I
Yeah.
was like, if I lose after sending that text,
On my bye week.
Fun
Be
fact, I actually drafted Tajay Spears in our keeper league really late.
Don't hate it.
yeah.
Especially if you keep him next year. Maybe Henry, his clock's ticking, you know.
Yeah.
Saquon's back. Finally. Got
80%.
80% snap share. Love to see it. Kind of got shut down most of the game, then broke one long run. I think he finished like 22 carries for like 95 yards, a couple
Save the
catches.
fantasy week.
So finally, if you survive the 4 weeks without him, he's back now. Offense still not good, but he's going to get his touches. So put him back in your lineup. One guy I might want to take out though, Devontae Smith. So frustrating because I watch
The
AJ
Eagles
Brown
as a whole.
get 15 targets a game, as he should. AJ Brown is the guy. We know that. But Devontae Smith also the guy
Yeah.
on pretty much any other team.
It's tough.
I don't get it.
And then you add Julio Jones in that mix.
I don't think that's a
Yeah,
factor.
that shouldn't factor in really.
I think it does a little bit.
Maybe checkdowns.
2 targets, maybe taken away.
You think he's playing that little of a
Yes,
role in
he's
the
going to play
offense?
probably 50% snap share. They don't run a ton of 3 wideout sets, and he's not going to take targets or take plays away from Devontae unless he goes down with an injury. So yeah, overall, I'm not worried about Julio. Fantasy-wise, don't pick up Julio.
I wouldn't,
You know the name, but he's not relevant for a fantasy team.
unfortunately.
But you got to bench him, right, Devontae?
I don't want to say yes.
Again, maybe
If you have
depending on your
depth.
depth,
Yeah.
you know, you can put him in your flex. Man, it's been frustrating watching him get 4 targets week after week after week. If you drafted Mahomes, are you happy right now?
Not if you got him in the first round,
Like most people have to do.
but you will be.
Because again,
Eventually.
we know what he is.
You will be.
Surely Rashi and Tony can't drop
Every pass.
combined 18% of passes. You know, they're going to start grabbing some of those.
Yes,
If not, throw it to Kelsey 35 times.
and they will.
But that goes to show maybe the early quarterback strategy isn't quite the way to go. Not as reliable as it used to be.
None of those top guys. Allen hasn't had the best fantasy year.
God forbid you drafted Joe Burrow.
Burrow's not having a good fantasy year.
Herbie's been good.
Herbie's been good. Fields, probably your best early round quarterback pick, other
He was
than Lamar.
typically, round 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. So
And
your top
Lamar.
tier guys, not panning out so far.
Never
Hurts
been.
not too good. Had a couple booms, but a lot of average.
In a lot of our leagues, the teams that are 5-1 or 4-2 are Kirk Cousins owners that waited till round 9, 10, 11.
I think I picked Jared Goff up off waivers.
Same thing there. Goff,
Yeah.
Purdy, Kirk Cousins, even Baker, honestly, has been a viable starter.
Yep.
But for me, first round Mahomes, again, we'll take 25 a week. You can live with that.
Yeah.
But I'm used to 40 a week Mahomes.
Now
but
it's
not
time
least.
for the sleeper of the week fantasy football draft.
Which last week, of course, we didn't draft. But prior to that, when me and Shane drafted your team, you won.
Big dubs.
So 3 wins for me, 2 for you. Still none for Shane yet. In his first year. I get it. But this week, we're back on it.
Shane,
So
you're
Shane
the
will be
number one
picking
pick.
first. Again, quarterbacks below 12, running backs below 12, wideouts below 24.
Tight end below 5.
Tight end, anybody pretty much not named Kelsey Laporta. Pretty much all qualify.
The first pick off the board at quarterback will be
Give me.
And please make sure he's not on a bye because, again, we're in that time of the year now.
Give me Sam Howell.
Samuel J.
bastard.
Howell steals Cam's pick.
I love the Giants matchup.
It's hard
It's
not to.
toasty. I'm going to go Matt Stafford, even against Pittsburgh, with cutback. Puka's still in there, moving the ball. Not quite as many touchdowns as I would like to see, but should be a reliable start in sleepers. And then Cam's quarterback, and then getting first choice at running back.
I am going to go for my quarterback,
The one. The only.
Josh Dobbs.
Desmond Ritter.
Ooh, after a
rough week.
After a questionable week, actually threw the ball a lot, threw for 300, but a couple of turnovers in big situations.
Due for a bounce back.
But good rushing upside. Could get you a score there. I think it's a safe pick. I don't hate it.
And for my first running back off the board, I'm going Brees Hall.
Love that pick. Such a luxury to have first choice at running back.
It is.
It is.
I'm going to go with, oh boy, he's back in. He's put some numbers up so far. I believe they play Thursday night. Going to Alvin Kamara.
Oh, I take that back. Brees Hall is on bye.
Aha, way to correct yourself there.
Cam
Brees Hall
actually takes Alvin Kamara.
off the board. That would be a dick move.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take Ramondre Stevenson.
Ramondre off the board, of course, and then I went Kamara. So Shane, back-to-back running backs. Very important picks here. You need your first dub.
Give me Jalen Warren
Okay.
and
Some quality names out here.
I don't want to be that guy that takes Saquon though.
Take him.
Again, man, you need your first dub.
Not doing that.
You got to do what you got to do.
I'm not doing that.
He's
If you-
RB
if you don't-
28, dude.
If you don't take him, I'm going to take him.
Give me Tyler Algier.
Again, although not RB1, still getting touches, still reliable, putting some numbers up. And actually a legit sleeper, so don't hate that pick whatsoever. Oh, boy. Do I go with a guy I'm going to see in person on Sunday? The one and only Jerome Ford.
Wait. I thought it was outside 24.
For wideouts.
12.
Oh, did you mess? Oh, Lord.
I did.
Okay, to be fair, though, who would you have taken if not?
Pacheco.
So you're cool taking Pacheco, but not Saquon.
Yeah.
Kind of in the same boat.
That's weird.
Okay, either way. Cam's second running back and first wideout.
I'm
Shane,
gonna
wideouts
go
are 24 and below.
Rashad White.
I like it. I like it a lot.
And the first running back taken off the board,
Well, that was Ramondre Stevenson.
or the first wide receiver
receiver.
taken off the board, is going to be Calvin Ridley.
Bound to blow up eventually, right? Again, it really frustrated me throughout the year. After
They're playing
that
New
great
Orleans.
Week 1.
So
Lattimore locking him down. You never know.
either that or Lattimore locking down Kirk. Can't be on both sides of the field.
Let's see. Bless you, Shane.
Thank you.
Oh, man. Tough matchup, but I love this guy, especially with no Justin Jefferson. Give me Jordan Addison.
Averaging almost a touchdown a game.
Against San Fran, yes, but should still get targets, still get some yardage. Maybe no scores, but primetime Kirk, going to be slinging the rock. Hopefully 10 targets to Mr. Jordan Addison.
Back-to-back receivers for Shane.
60 and below, Shane.
What?
Oh, I
Give
messed it
me-
up. My bad.
Give me Jalen Waddle.
I was looking right at him.
And then,
In prime time against Philly.
oh, I like that matchup a lot. Give me DK Metcalf.
Where's he ranked at?
36.
Wow. Shockingly low for DK. My second wideout. This is where champions really get made here. Of course, like Shane, I'm not going to go Cooper Kupp, although he is 54th. It's no fun, right? I'm going to go sneaky. Also in prime time. Also against Philly. Braxton Berrios.
Whoa.
That's a sleeper, my friend.
That is.
That's crazy because I think I'm also heading to prime time.
Monday night.
Also against Philly. No, I'm just kidding.
Tyreek Hill, come on down.
I'm going Devontae Smith.
I hope that works out because I need that man to put some numbers up for my actual leagues.
And the first tight end off the board.
Just take a dart and throw it on the wall.
It's going to be Johnny Smith.
Who would have thought in 2023, with a team that has Kyle Pitts, Jonnu Smith would be a sleeper of the week? My tight end, I love Ingram, but again, not very sleeperish, really overall. I'm going to go Logan Thomas against the Giants.
Surprised you didn't take Kyle Pitts after back-to-back great weeks.
I won't call him great. He's on the upswing, but not back in my starting lineup quite yet. Shane's tight end, and then flex.
I'm going to go with my favorite tight end in the league right now. I recently picked him up off the waivers. I don't know how I got him there.
Yeah, that's funny.
And Dallas Goedert.
0 points, bum. Yeah, the background on that. I tried to finesse, not even finesse. I tried a legitimate trade of Goddard. I had 3 tight ends. Didn't. I love Laporta, not trading him. Musgrave has been disappointing so far, so I thought, man, I got to dump Goddard for somebody. Gave Shane a decent trade offer, honestly. I think it was Goddard for Addison straight up before JJ got hurt.
No, it was Goddard for Damian Pierce.
Well, initially it was for, I could actually say Flowers.
It was.
By the way, Shane, Pittsburgh's on a bye.
Oh, Lord. No Jalen Warren.
Ooh.
I told you before we started, pay attention to who's on
I
bye.
tried to check.
Well, clearly you didn't check.
Okay.
Just take Saquon.
No.
No, take Pacheco. You're going to take him
Give me-
anyway.
Give me Pacheco.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cam, you didn't have to do that. It's a very
You
generous
didn't.
guy right there.
You're a nice guy for that.
And your flex.
My flex.
Jalen Warren, come on down. I've got mine. If you don't take him. I'm thinking he's going to go wide out here.
I am.
I am. Give me Gabe Davis.
Gabe
You bastard.
Davis. Another steal of Cam's pick. I'm going with a guy that's, again, couple of great weeks back to back. I benched him. He's making his way back into my lineup. Drizzy Drake London.
He had a really nice catch.
Had a really nice game.
Yeah.
Like 18 points right there. Yet still at wideout, 31 overall.
I considered it, but I also have Desmond Ritter and Jonnu Smith already.
Can't go full Falcons here.
So I'm going Cortland Sutton.
They're true one because Jerry Jeudy is just trash. Honestly,
is.
probably getting traded at some point.
No, he's not getting traded.
Is that a fact? Locked in?
Steve Smith said, I will tell every team not to trade for Jerry
Yeah,
Jeudy.
do people call Steve Smith when they're trading for wide receivers?
No, but I think Steve said,
I mean, he was.
I will go out of my way to make sure you do not ruin your team by trading for Jerry Jeudy.
He has had some really good takes, though.
I mean, who do you trust more judging wideouts than Steve Smith? Exactly.
Jerry Rice.
Well, yes, if Jerry was making calls to teams like that.
He might be behind the scenes.
Could
You
be.
never know. But Steve Smith very publicly and very
If
hilariously
I was a GM, the
trashed
first
Jeudy.
person I'd call is Jerry Rice.
What did he say? He called him a jag, just another guy.
Which is accurate.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah.
improved year by year at all.
And then Jerry goes out, talks all that mess, and puts
0.
up like 3 catches for 14 yards.
Yeah, trash.
Hilarious.
Trash. And again, a guy I was wrong on. Liked him a lot preseason. Drafted him, I think, in 2 leagues. Relatively early. 8th, 9th round. Didn't pan out.
What a worse guy to beef with than Steve Smith.
I'm going to go pee real quick, boys. You guys just keep up the good work.
All
Works
right.
for me. You know, actually, if you want to do NBA, right?
Yeah.
So I know it's late. If you wanted to bail, I mean,
We could get it.
it's 1:45 in the morning here on the late night show.
I mean, I'm calling off. I don't care.
Yeah, boy. I work at 6 p.m., so I'll record 5 in the morning for all I care.
I forgot about your work schedule last week when we were trying to schedule it, and Cam's like, you should just go. And I'm like, brother, I'm throwing up, and I don't want to do that. Why don't we just do it
No,
the
I
next
told
day?
I told both of you guys, like, if you're sick, I don't want you coming here and half-ass it.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather just not do it at all. And I recorded an hour, just me. Didn't love it.
Really?
It's tough going by yourself for an hour straight.
Yeah, because you can't bounce off
There's
anything.
no back and forth. And also, I feel like, who wants to hear me for an hour? Just me, you know?
I feel like at that point, it's just you reading off your listed points.
Pretty much. You can't really
Yeah.
expand. You can't get anything going here. Momentum's tough to find.
I don't understand how they're solo podcasters.
It was fine. It was probably listenable, but if it's not to my standard, I don't want to put it up there.
And that's respectable.
College ball-wise, the top 4 teams all rolled. Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State, no problems there. Great matchup. My game of the year so far, Washington over Oregon. Field goal type game. Came down to the wire. Great quarterback battle between Heisman favorites, Michael Penix and Bo Nix. Notre Dame, Cam, you're Irish, killed USC.
Big dogs.
I bet on USC to win.
Big dogs.
Ruined it right there. Feeling good about your Irish?
Feeling great. Best team in the league.
Coming back? Making a late run. Dude, Shane's so slap happy right now. I know it's late, man, but come on. Compose yourself here. You're a professional. Because if you can't, we're calling somebody else in. It's already been discussed. You good, pal?
Yeah.
You sure?
Were you not ready for that confidence?
It wasn't, dude.
You said big dogs. He goes,
because you just there looked like there was zero thought behind those eyes at all. You heard Notre Dame. You just go Irish. Yep.
That's what a true fan does.
Big dogs.
Big dogs.
You got Shane Gillis sitting across from me right here,
You think
dude.
I need to think?
Come on.
There are 2 key words that activate my brain into a no thinking needed. Cleveland Browns, Notre Dame.
It's 4 words, actually, but we get the gist.
2 words each, though.
Oh, you didn't. My mistake. I didn't pick up on that Cam math.
Yeah. 2 words, Cleveland Browns activates the brain. 2 words, Notre Dame activates the brain.
Immediate response. No thought needed.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
doesn't activate the
dogs.
brain.
Big dogs.
Big dogs. That's what we all are right here. Well, 2 of
2
us
of
at
us.
least.
Yeah.
This dog's chained up now.
The
Tight leash.
dogs don't go in threes.
That's a fact.
That's why only 2 words are needed.
It's either a duo or a pack. And we're not quite a wolf pack here. Otherwise, Oregon State over UCLA. Then the giant Colorado collapse to Stanford.
That was rough.
That
Up
was
29
unreal.
to nothing at halftime.
And the man, the myth, the legend, Travis Hunter led up 129 yards and 3 scores, I believe.
Stanford wideout, Elik Ayomanar, Shutout in the first half. No catches, no yards, nothing. Second half, 13 catches, 294 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Did he
Pretty much all on Travis Hunter for the most part.
did he play both sides that game?
Yes.
Hunter? Yeah.
Who would have thought that's not a good idea?
I guess we kind of called it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So keep those numbers in mind. To this point in the season, through 7 games, Iowa's entire wideout core has 22 catches for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns. One guy in one half outperformed the entire Iowa wideout core in 7 games. With
rough.
that, you're probably going to see Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. They're 6-1. Out of 133 teams, they rank 133rd in total offense. Yet they're favored to win every game left. Great defense. Don't turn the ball over, just don't move the ball. Very 1895 type football.
It's working.
So come December, whether it's Ohio State, Michigan, or Penn State playing Iowa,
How do you scheme against that? You're used to scheming against West Coast, like quarterback running, all that stuff.
or just any kind of offense.
Can't scheme against nothing.
Go watch some film from the 60s.
It's like before
Probably
the shot clock
before that,
in
yeah.
basketball, when guy just held the ball in the corner for 40 minutes.
Bob Cousy.
The man, the myth, the legend. Look at those handles. Nobody can stop him.
Old Curly runs a 6-second 40-yard dash.
No last name. Just his name's just literally Old Curly. Number 96 for no reason. See, Iowa does tight ends right, but if you're a wideout, you don't want to go to Iowa. And some upcoming games here this week. Of course, noon, Buckeyes and Penn State. I hate that it's so early. It's a primetime game. Why is it not a night game?
What has the Buckeyes done that makes them primetime worthy?
Probably nothing so far, but what's Penn State done? Beat UMass?
Nothing, even more.
To be fair, they've beaten the competition
If
the
anything,
way they're supposed to beat them.
there's the opposite of the hype that Colorado had for Ohio State.
Which I don't hate. Let's keep it on the down low, which is tough when you're as big as Ohio State is, but a win here, you probably go up to 3. Now you're looking at, depending if Georgia loses, come last Saturday, November, a 1 versus 2 type matchup. I believe in Ann Arbor this year.
Yee.
Let's just get through Penn State first.
Yeah, let's keep it small.
Other than that, you got Tennessee, Alabama. Should be a very good game there. A couple of Pac-12 matchups. Utah, USC, UCLA, Stanford. Nothing crazy, but big game of the week. My Bucks and the Penn State Nittany Lions. With that, we're talking NBA here, boys.
It's time.
Because
Award
by the time
predictions.
our next show comes out, the season will have already started. First things first, you want to mention anything about the Rockets-Thunder trade today?
It's very odd,
Doesn't make much sense.
and I hope Kevin Porter Jr. signs with Cleveland.
Wouldn't hate it. He got paid by the Thunder.
I think he'd be a
for not doing
great
anything.
bench asset. He could probably start a lot of places. I don't know what's going on. Some legal trouble.
Yeah.
But I believe he beat everything.
I think he beat. Let me make sure he beat everything before we say we want him in Cleveland.
So the Thunder traded for him, cut him immediately,
yeah.
and paid him out $17 million.
Well, they got 2 more draft picks, too.
And now, what's the exact numbers?
22 second-round draft picks, 15 first-round draft
They
picks.
got Oladipo too.
They got Oladipo out.
Oh
He's
yeah,
gone.
they
He
sent
went to
Oladipo.
Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do with so many picks like that? I mean, some trade bait, surely. You can't keep all those picks.
Some trades, you'll hit on probably maybe 3 of the second-rounders. You'll probably hit on 5 of the first-rounders.
So he beat 1. There are
Good start.
multiple assault
Momentum.
charges.
Assault of what?
A DV.
Oh.
Well, I see why, one team wouldn't want to quite associate with him.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
Cleveland thing. Come on
I was
now.
going to say, if there's one spot to go,
Hey, if you want to DV it up, go to Cleveland.
I was trying to think of a pun between Cleve and DV.
Nah,
DV-land? Not quite.
not quite CVs yet.
He's on the right path. You never know.
It could have been a CV. I haven't really looked into it.
All right. Well, now we know what's going on with Kevin Porter Jr.
Warriors and Klay Thompson. Apparently very far from a deal. Shane, cut your mic off. We're moving on. Okay, that's, who are we to judge?
I'm not really surprised that Klay Thompson and the Warriors are so far apart in negotiations.
Klay wants a lot. We saw him last year. I don't
Didn't
think he's
earn
that
a lot.
clay anymore.
Yeah, he did not earn a lot.
And the Warriors are smart with how they run their team. Why overpay a guy? Yes, great run.
Hey,
Won
overpay him.
Won you what, 4 titles?
Overpay him and send him to DC.
Well, they've got their guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Overpaid by the Warriors and sent to DC.
So you need Clay to get punched by Draymond
Pretty much.
pretty much today.
Give or
Boom,
take,
pay him,
yeah.
ship him out.
Now let's go awards.
You've got a list here for us.
So we're going to go best record, MVP, most improved, sixth man of the year, defensive player of the year, rookie of the year, bold predictions, Eastern Conference matchup, Western Conference matchup, finals matchup. You can pick a winner. I did, and how many games they're going to win in.
Ooh, go games too? Okay.
I did.
I like that.
I'm very confident in this team this year. Best record. Got the Boston Celtics.
Agreed.
I think they're going to go 62 and 20.
An exact number there too.
I said
Okay.
65 and 17.
Best regular season record will be the Phoenix Suns.
I don't hate it. I think the Celtics are going to have a game or two on them. Not
Yeah,
much,
of course.
but it'll
that
be close.
Should be very close. But I think the West is probably tougher. Celtics easier path overall. But should be.
I think we're
neck
getting
and
to
neck.
the point where the conferences are equal.
Evening up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Knicks being better, Cavs being better.
Yeah.
Even the bottom teams kind of raising their game up.
Yeah. MVP.
Shane?
I went Giannis.
Yeah, me too.
I went Jason Tatum.
All in on Boston.
I am.
Is it Tatum's time?
It's just so
It
hard
is.
to go Tatum, though.
It's so hard to go anyone besides Joel Embiid or Nikola.
So, of
Jokic,
course, yeah, the top
to be
two
honest.
favorites right now are Jokic and Embiid.
It is very difficult to go anyone besides them because one of them will win.
Should.
One of them will win.
Hopefully,
I would
Jokic-
like to see someone else win, and I think that someone else will be Tatum because he will be an outstanding performer this year.
I'm going Giannis because I'm sure Shane can expand on this as well. Bringing in Dame to take some leverage off of Giannis offensively. He'll still put up 25, still rebound the ball, but he can now play even better defense, expend more energy there. Could win DPOY and MVP both. I know you were talking about that earlier, but I think overall, I'm going to go Giannis MVP on a 25, 11, and 6 season
That's pretty
with
solid.
2 blocks and a steal and a half.
Yeah. I guess this kind of knocks out my DPOY. I thought that adding Dame gives him more energy, play more defense.
Well, we're not there
Yeah, we're
yet.
in MVP still. We'll
I
get
know,
there.
but he already touched on everything.
We're
I
not
did.
there yet.
I wanted to for
We're not there
MVP.
yet. Okay, just say I agree.
I agree.
Most improved player.
Most improved player, I went with Cam Thomas.
Thought about that a lot.
If he gets the minutes,
Yeah,
he should.
I would think that they would. I feel like everyone's calling for him to get put in the game because every time he gets put in the game, he drops like 20 points.
At least.
Yeah, and it's just
That's like a bad Cam Thomas game.
yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's just it blew my mind that they didn't play him more. So I guess since he didn't really have too big of a sample size, it's real easy to win most improved player by putting up the same numbers you just did.
Oop.
I'm
Austin's
changing my pick.
Actively changing his pick.
I thought about it a lot. I wrote down Tyrese Maxey,
Okay.
but I think actual most improved
Cam Thomas.
might not win. Going Shaden Sharp.
Okay.
So I think he will actually get minutes this year
Okay.
on a team where there's a lot of room to become the guy.
I like it.
I think we showed when he played last year, he played great.
Yeah.
You talked about him all year. I think he was your rookie of the year pick.
He was.
Just didn't get any minutes.
he did not get.
Dame gone, Scoot coming in. Still got Simons. Bring in Ayton. I think there's a lot of potential there for Sharp to finally show us what he's actually capable of.
My most improved player is Jamal Murray.
Who?
I think we are going to see bubble Jamal
Okay.
back in action. I'm talking 25 points per game, Jamal Murray.
I like that a lot, actually.
I
can
think
see
he
it.
is going to be lightning. I think he's going to be great defensively. He's going to be lights out from three. His finishing is going to be good because the paint's always open if you're on the Nuggets. I think Jamal Murray is going to be amazing.
And a lot of the most improved are guys that were already very, very good.
Yes.
That
They
become
just got
great.
better.
So
Yeah.
that's why Sharp is maybe not. He won't win, but in terms of if you look at it, who actually improves the most, I get it.
Sixth man of the year, I'm going Rui Hachimura.
Love that. Love that a lot.
I think what we saw in the playoffs was just the beginning. I thought he was great in D.C., but I think he's just going to get better and more motivated by the team around him.
I went Malcolm Brogdon. Granted, he doesn't get traded, and he actually stays in Portland because you're in.
He went last year.
He might have.
Pretty sure it's one of the ones that
Back-to-back.
actually got. Yeah,
Jamal Crawford-esque.
some could say.
You've got a great two-way guard. He's probably going to average, like 15, I want to say. He usually averages right around there. You're on a team with a lot of young talent, and
The sort of like the vet leader, even though you're still young yourself.
Yeah, he's definitely the old guy on that team.
somehow, I like him a lot. And I like Portland a lot more than I think a lot of people are going to expect out of them. Definitely a playoff run.
Might not compete, but they'll be a very fun team to watch.
Oh, yeah.
How quick do you change your mind about Malcolm Brogdon like you did Bol Bol?
2 weeks from now, after 3 games,
Hates him.
Shane's saying, dude, Malcolm Brogdon, worst player in the league. I'm going with Emmanuel Quickly
I like that pick.
in New
Love
York.
it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Saw some great flashes last year in the playoffs, especially when Brunson went down for a couple weeks in regular season.
I'm hoping.
He had, back-to-back, 45-point games, something crazy like that.
It was pretty intense.
Tons of potential. Dude's got an unreal gas tank. He'll give you 48 minutes straight, full force.
I'm hoping he pans out because I have a signed rookie card.
And it's not here in studio.
No.
Wow, dude. Wow.
You have all this stuff, and you always say you're going to bring it, but you haven't brought anything.
Yeah, where's that
I
vintage
know.
Vince Carter jersey?
Yeah.
I came here at 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
and-
Well, yeah, but it's not
you
just today.
told us about it like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things I know you want shadow boxed that we can put up here.
I do. I need to save money, but I do.
Well, Vince Carter and a couple other things that we've mentioned.
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Drew Holiday.
Safe. I didn't see
Yeah.
his odds, but it's got to be probably top 5.
Locked in.
Should be.
He's going to lead the league in steals.
Would surprise nobody.
I already said it. I went
Giannis.
Giannis. Yeah.
Again, safe. What else do you need to say there?
Nothing.
Even if you
Already touchdown. He's going to have more chance to play just defense. With Brook Lopez down there still.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lose Drew, but now Giannis can play more on the wing. Move around more. I'm going with Mr. Bam Adebayo.
That was my pick last year.
There's a lot of things that don't show up in the box score, which means he probably won't win.
Yeah.
But pure defender, the best switch defender in the league,
I
right?
agree.
On the pick and roll.
Him and
He's at
AD
plus
probably.
1,200. I think he's like top 5 in odds, but I think a lot of things that he brings, will not show up in the stat line, but overall very valuable and a safe pick.
Rookie of the year.
We all 3 got Victor, right? I know we all love Mr. V.
I win his counterpart. Chet Holmgren.
Did you really?
Ooh.
Yes.
I don't hate it.
Locked in.
As long as he don't get bodied again.
He buffed up a little bit. He'll be all right.
I went Grady Dick because he has a funny name.
That's your actual reasoning.
Yeah.
Who's he play for?
Toronto.
All right. You
Yeah.
should know.
He definitely can be the guy in Toronto.
Yeah, besides funny name, actually, I don't hate that pick.
No.
Great shooter. Great
Solid
scorer.
player.
Terrible
Well,
haircut. Can
well-
work on that a little bit, but
When I was thinking about who I would pick, and I was like, one of them is going to take Wemby.
I like either of the Thompson brothers as well.
I almost went. I forget which one's in Detroit.
I can't remember.
Aiden,
Asar.
Asar.
I think it's.
I don't know.
It's,
But they're a basketball. They
Their IQ is insane.
sleep, breathe basketball.
I
Their
remember
basketball IQ is unmatched.
during the draft when we heard about where they got drafted out of, we were,
That is still a fake league. I don't care.
yeah, no.
That's not real.
It
I can't
can't
remember
be
the name
real.
of it.
It's
No.
Ignite, I think.
Is it?
Or maybe that was
outrageous
their
like
team.
Yeah, but whatever.
It's like a league of 6 teams,
Of like
and
all pro kids.
18 to 21 years old.
Yeah. In the same vein as Shaden Sharp, I'm going Scoot. Just because I think he has the best situation to flourish. He's the guy running the offense, at least should be.
Overtime elite.
That's it.
Overtime
That's
elite.
it.
Not a real league.
That's like
That's a professional basketball league.
That's like an esports team.
That is
Yeah.
considered a professional basketball league,
Unreal.
consisting of 6 teams.
Unreal. How long do they play for? You play 6 teams?
I'm pretty sure it's only like 6 teams. It's not a lot.
It's
You play
not.
each team 15 times?
It might just
I'm sure
be
it's
like
a very
one
short
tournament.
season. Yeah. Either way, those guys kick ass. But yeah, I'm going Scoot. just based on situation and potential.
Bold prediction.
There's
I'll
8
go
teams.
first. I've got 2.
Okay.
Give you one first, and you could finish.
Damian Lillard, first team All-NBA.
It's a little bold. Definitely bold. I don't hate it whatsoever. I actually like that a lot. Has he ever had first team? Or has Steph
No.
always beat him?
He's been second and third.
Now he's best situation. Doesn't have to be all the weight on his shoulders. I mean, can you not just throw lobs to Giannis?
Limit
How do you
turnovers.
defend the Giannis Dame pick and roll?
You limit This is his path to this. Limit turnovers. Play mediocre to decent defense. Keep your shooting percentages up. Pass the ball.
Easy recipe to follow. Simple as that. Shane, your bold prediction.
You know, we've called this man a shot chucker, low basketball IQ. But
Dylan Brooks.
no,
Oh.
Jordan Poole is going to put up some Houston Jimmy Harden-esque numbers this year.
It's a little steep. Overall, I like the
Can you
take.
give me the season stat line?
I'm gonna say he's putting up.
Because, like, you're talking Jimmy Harden at 30
38
points.
fucking points a game.
I'm gonna say he puts up 27 with 4 assists.
He might put up 27 twice.
I can see him put him at 27 on 27% shooting.
Yeah,
He's just going to be chucking the rock.
that's exactly what it's gonna be. Because what else do they?
65 shots a game.
It's him and Bilal Coulibaly.
Whoa, that's
Over
an
there.
NBA future Hall of Famer right there,
That
dude.
dude is a turd.
That guy is awful.
No, me and Cam did talk earlier about Jordan Poole. Because, yeah, situation-wise, he should score a lot.
Yeah,
He will.
he will.
Now,
But it's not going to
prime
look good.
Jimmy Harden, let's pump the
not
brakes a
gonna
little
look
bit.
good.
It's gonna be horrible efficiency, but
Which is the exact opposite of prime Jimmy Harden.
Yeah, no shit.
I
That
meant
was a
scoring.
terrible
I meant
comparison.
scoring wise.
I see where he's getting at. Is it a stretch? Yes. But overall, I like your
Yeah.
thought process. I like the take. this could be the boldest of them all.
Wow.
Bilal Coulibaly MVP.
No, come on, it's unanimous, dude. We all know that. It's a guy we've talked about a lot on the show, about being kind of
Dylan
a...
Brooks.
No, of course not. Not that bold. Kawhi Leonard will play over 65 games.
Oh,
He will qualify for award voting. You heard it here first,
I might
folks.
throw up.
you didn't bet on that, right?
No, I'm not,
Okay.
I'm not that done with my money.
No, Kawhi's over-under for games is probably like 32.
But Kawhi this season will finally qualify for an awards vote. Will he win anything? Probably not, no.
Bold prediction number 2.
Is it bolder than Kawhi Leonard?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, second team All-NBA.
I like
I
that
love
a lot. Yeah.
If there weren't so many legends in front of him, he's going to be a first-team guy.
Well,
eventually.
now it's positionless.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I love Shea.
but I think it'll be a while before we see that truly take in.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be the second best point guard in the league.
Look at 5 years from now when he's an established vet with hopefully the best young core in basketball around him. Is there a brighter future than OKC?
No.
Absolutely not.
Shane, I mentioned earlier about vaping into the mic.
I had already hit, and then I was like, I want to comment on this.
And all you said was absolutely not. It's not
You
really a
could've
comment.
Eh.
Eastern Conference Finals matchup.
Celtics versus Bucks. Celtics take it in 4.
I said
We're going to gloss over the in 4 part.
in 4 is nuts.
Clean sweep of Milwaukee.
No
in
way.
4.
No way. 6. I'll give you 6.
Tell you what, Cam has a pretty glorious track record of not just all predictions, but NBA especially.
It's going to be a spicy one.
That's what we're here for.
Milwaukee, Cleveland. Milwaukee in 7.
Shane, that's exactly what I've written down. Bucks over the Cavs. Not in 7, though. I got Bucks in 6.
Really?
Honestly, I think it will be Bucks Celtics, but I didn't want to go too obvious picks. It probably should be Bucks Celtics. With either team taking it, I think they're very evenly matched. I think the Cavs finally get over a bit of a hump this year, figure things out offensively. Hopefully don't play the Knicks. They're kryptonite. And Bucks over the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Western Conference.
Shane. Go ahead.
Suns versus Lakers. Suns in 6.
And that's spicy. In
said,
fact, I don't hate the Suns part. Lakers is a spicier part of that take.
yeah.
Oh, I know.
But they did get a lot better in the offseason. Some under the radar, very
both
good moves.
teams did.
Well, Suns weren't really under the radar.
We talked about these guys a lot last year and how they just need a little bit more playoff
Sacramento
experience.
Kings.
Sacramento Kings, Golden State Warriors.
Wow. The Kings with the incredible De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, Lauri Markkanen combo. That's going to take them all the way, dude.
I didn't write down what I thought the score would be, or the
Games.
but I'm going to say
Kings
in
five.
6.
Oh.
Kings in 6.
Like the Lions, if I had to pick an NBA team right now, I love Sacramento. So fun to watch, so fast-paced. I hope they get over that hump.
I think they will.
I didn't pick them.
Who'd you pick?
I have the Warriors, though.
Okay.
Against a team that
The Nuggets.
nobody mentioned. Yeah, the Nuggets. I got the Nuggets over the Warriors in 6.
I had the Nuggets, but I changed it to the Lakers.
Same thing. It's an obvious pick, yes. But I don't see how, barring some huge injuries, they don't at least make it back to the finals. Again, West very tough. Phoenix could be there. Especially all that great bench depth they added. But until somebody beats Denver, I got to stick with them.
Finals matchup. Suns versus Celtics. Celtics in 5.
Did we go finals MVP?
Finals MVP. Drew Holiday.
That would be maybe your greatest call of all time. And I hope it happens.
So, Sacramento, Milwaukee. I'm going Milwaukee in 5 with the finals MVP, Damian Lillard.
Ooh.
Okay.
First finals appearance.
Wins MVP
Drops
in that.
60 a game.
I got the Nuggets. I got the Bucks. I got the Nuggets in 6, Jamal Murray, finals MVP.
Love it.
Repeat.
I do like that.
Love
Same
it.
thing. Until somebody proves they can beat the Nuggets, got to stick by them.
I agree.
I mean, the only piece they lost was Bruce Brown.
Which,
Yeah.
under the radar, very important piece.
Right.
Yeah.
But
But-
over, so well coached, tough to figure out.
They'll be fine.
And of course, it wouldn't shock me if I feel like there's so much parity now. There's probably 10 teams you can make a case for at least making the finals. But it should be some combo of Nuggets, Suns, Bucks, Celtics.
Well, fellas, I'm going to take my leave.
It's about that time.
SNS to the moon.
To Saturn,
the
as you
moon.
said last week. Off air, at least. Shane, some quick UFC notes here.
I'm so hyped for this next
Nothing
card.
to go over last week, but an already great card got made better because of some guys dropping out.
Yeah.
Paulo Costa, a serious staph infection.
Yeah.
Not like he missed weight or didn't put effort in. Just can't fight. So who steps in besides the former champ, arguably the second best welterweight of all time, Kamaru Usman?
That should be a great matchup
Hamzat and Usman.
because Kamzat takedowns all day long. Usman has, I think, the second best takedown defense.
He does, but the problem is he's getting older, and you can see that the most in his wrestling. Not as light on the feet as he was. Knees are beat up. Little less strength down there. I can't wait to see it.
I can't either.
This is a dream matchup I didn't think we'd actually get after Usman lost the belt.
Who would have thought that we're saying Kamzat versus Usman, winner gets to go take on Sean Strickland?
Not me, that's for sure.
Not in a million years.
I don't know who to pick here.
I want to go Kamzat because he's just so dominant in every fight that he fights.
Correct. And Burns hurt him. Burns showed Hamzat's not invincible. If you give me Usman 2 years ago, I think it's not even close. I think Usman takes it. But right now, man, it's tough. It's tough not to go Hamzat. I think striking, they're pretty equal. We haven't seen as much of Hamzat striking, but I know it's there. If it goes to the ground, I don't think Usman has enough in the tank right now to fend off Hamzat.
I think the only advantage that I would give to Usman right now is that Kamzat wasn't preparing for this.
That's you got to factor that in.
Yeah, because I mean,
He's looking for
took it on-
Costa, who's by no means a wrestler. Good striker. I think a little overrated on the feet.
Not as good as Usman, though.
but yeah, complete opposite fighter of Usman.
Yeah.
Now you got to look in and think on a 2-week notice.
Not even. I think it's like 10 day.
You got to switch gears for Kamaru.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with Chimaev.
Does it go to the bell?
I hope so. I'd hate to think that Khamzat could tap him out.
I don't want to see Usman get finished. I really don't.
I don't think it's going to be a knockout.
Not on Hamzat's part. I could
No.
see Usman.
Yeah, if he wins, it's by knockout.
If Usman lands a shot like he landed on Masvidal, one of the best knockouts I've ever seen, period. Because, again, we haven't really seen Hamzat have to utilize a striking defense.
Mm-mm.
I think he has good head movement. I think he's quick, but he hasn't really been tested to that degree. Now, he has a chin. We saw it with Burns. He can stand and bang.
He's got a hell of a chin.
But Usman, again, you're looking at an all-time great.
Yeah.
Past his prime, yes, but he's not dead yet.
No. And I'm so confused about this fight because he still has the belt, right?
Usman?
Yeah.
No, Strickland's
Or he has
undisputed champ.
I'm stupid. I'm thinking of Volk's belt.
Yeah, that would. Which we'll get to here in a second.
Yeah. Yeah. It's late. I'm tired.
It is. It's 2 o'clock in the morning now.
It is.
I'll go for another 4 hours. I don't care.
I could too.
But it's
honestly.
my schedule, really.
I'm going to say some stupid stuff over the 4 hours.
Even better.
Yeah.
One too many. Let's start right now. Take a bottle pull.
I'm calling off tomorrow.
I did forget to give you an actual glass.
I'll drink out the ash.
Dude, take cans.
Oh, yeah. Give me cans.
No final cigar reviews for the Bricktoberfest, but I will say overall very enjoyable. Great burn, great draw throughout, no touch-ups, no problems with the smoke production. Flavor-wise, consistent from start to finish, no really clear standout notes. Top of my head, I'd say 21 out of 25, with the slight downsides being in just the lack of depth and flavor. And then personally, give it probably a 4 overall. But construction, pretty much perfect, which you expect from Jason Newman, of course. Whiskey-wise, first impression there, what do you think? It's 107, a little hot, but overall, it doesn't really feel that way.
Very smooth for a 107.
Yeah.
And I definitely do see what you were talking about with that desserty taste.
Yeah, it's a great,
Cherry pie.
after a steak dinner, I want to sit down and smoke and have a glass of this.
I like that a lot.
Very, again, great finish too, right? It lingers, great mouthfeel, it's thick, syrupy almost.
I'm still tasting it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to linger.
Yeah.
Great pickup. I definitely, it's going to be a regular in my bar. So overall, what do you think? I'm going to lock in Hamzat to win.
I like that.
I'm going to say by decision.
By decision.
I think it might end up actually being a boring fight. I think Hamzat on the ground
It's
is going to lay on him,
Boring.
control the ground for at least 2-3 rounds. And then stand up will probably be a draw. But I hope, honestly, Usman wins.
I think it makes for a lot more of an entertaining fight. That's the only way he does win. I do still like Chimaev, though.
Before the main event, you got Magomed Ankalaev after that weird draw thing in his last fight against Johnny Walker. Should be entertaining.
Should be. I don't know. I can't even pronounce that guy's name. I'm not even going to try.
Johnny Walker? It's pretty simple.
No.
Magomed Ankalaev. Not that. In terms of some other fighters, it's relatively simple.
There's another Nurmagomedov coming up.
On this card, actually.
Yeah.
No relation to Khabib.
None.
But it's not Umar either. It's Saeed Nurmagomedov.
He looks like a monster.
All the Dagestani dudes are just
Crazy.
outrageous.
I was really looking forward to this whole Brazil versus Dagestan card that they had going on.
Which, again, still a great card.
It is.
But prior to that, you would have had Charles against Islam.
I wanted to see Charles knock him out so bad.
I hope they do make that fight eventually.
They should.
Actually, I didn't see why Charles dropped out.
Okay,
Injury?
so what happened was...
Real quick, I think I'm going to go Ankalaev over Johnny, and I'm going to go by finish submission in the 3rd round.
Okay.
So main event-wise, you had Islam, you had Charles. Charles drops out.
So what happened is during camp, he got a laceration to his eyebrow, and they didn't tell the UFC until they had already stitched it up because I don't know why. Dana said that if they would have let the UFC handle it, they could have done stitches from inside out, and he would have been able to fly into Abu Dhabi, and he'd be fine. But
Could be true. Also, I don't believe a word Dana says, so
yeah,
who knows?
but They didn't, so the fight got canceled.
Guess what, though?
And-
Main event. We got to make the fight happen somehow. So who do you call?
Alexander Volkanovski.
On, again, 10 days' notice. I'm thrilled.
I am so hyped.
Again, I cannot wait to see, hopefully, Islam and Charles at some point.
This is going to be a good fight.
But to get Islam and Volk, too,
This could be an all-time great fight.
in Abu Dhabi,
Like, Volk is like one of my favorite fighters.
of course, how can he not be? Yeah,
Ever since the Ortega fight, like, that was the best fight I've ever watched in my life.
man was purple twice and somehow
Did
got out of
not
those
tap
chokes.
and still won. Like, you're not wrestling Volk.
Even Islam. Honestly, what surprised me most about the first fight was on the ground, Volk kind of had the edge.
He usually does.
And on the feet, Islam kind of had the edge.
which is
It was
nuts.
kind of a reverse of what you would expect.
And I think it's because Volk probably focused so heavy on wrestling because his striking is so good already. And I think this fight plays out pretty similar to how it did last time. I think Islam's going to try to take him to the ground. It's not going to work, and it's going to have to go stand and bang.
There will be no finish. No submission finish.
I was going to say no submission
Knockout
finish.
is possible, but on the ground, you can't submit Volk.
No,
The
it's
man's
impossible.
he's a snake,
He said, "I will pass out before I tap."
and I fully believe him.
I do too.
On the same vein, I don't think Volk has the skills on the ground to submit Islam.
No, I think might be a spicy take. I'm going Volk knockout in the fourth.
Man, I hope so.
I want to see it so bad.
And by no means am I an Islam hater.
I
like
love
Islam a lot.
He's hilarious.
He's hilarious, and he's just so dominant. Same with Khabib. Like, Khabib got a lot of hate because, he's a boring fighter. He just lays on you. No, he didn't. Did you watch the fights?
Yeah,
When he takes you down, he goes for a finish.
every time. It's not like
Same
he's
with Islam. He's not laying
down.
on you. He's going for a finish.
I think the only fighter you can say lays on people was Jan.
Yeah, the past couple fights,
Yeah,
I wish he would have done more.
but dude,
I can't. It's going to be a banger.
It's going to be so
I can't wait. And I really hope Volk pulls it off, which of course would lead to a trilogy,
good. It would.
which means Charles, back burner.
My confusion with it comes from since Volk already has featherweight, becomes double champ, and is he just constantly defending throughout the year?
It's up to him.
Because that's nuts.
It is. And if there's one guy to do it, it would be Volk.
It would be.
The problem is he's pretty much cleaned out featherweight. There's really nothing left to defend there. Maybe Topuria. Really only the last guy he has to beat, which I think, incredible striker in his own right.
But Volk should take him down pretty
But
easy.
Volk should, I think, even if no takedown, I think Volk would still outstrike him. And if it went to the ground, it's not even close. But, yeah, I think overall, if he wins this belt, maybe you fight Topuria, and then you fight the guys at 155.
He definitely could. I mean, he used to fight at what?
Dude, he used to walk around at 220.
I was going to say, he used to fight at like 170.
Yeah, if there's one guy I never want to bet against,
Volk.
it's Volk.
The man's a monster.
And I hope he pulls it off.
I do too. I love both fighters so
I'm not going
much.
to bet on either fight. Honestly, they're so close to call. I know Volk's definitely a dog. I think slightly more than he was in the first fight, which was, again, very even. I think Islam definitely won, but it was very, very close.
I'm going to put money on it just because every time I don't bet money on a fight, I always get mad. I'm going to go Volk knockout in the fourth.
Man, again, I really hope so.
And we both know every time I make a bet for a round call, it's always the round before.
So far, that's the way it's been.
It's been every single time.
So you're saying put money on Volk in the third,
Maybe.
if I'm me,
If
or a listener out there.
If you're a listener, put money on Volk in the third.
KO.
I think it's going to be in the fourth. I can't, dude. What are the odds that happens twice? Once was kind of nuts that I called Gaethje by knockout in general.
I mean, Gaethje's been known to knock people out.
I know, but he knocked out Poirier.
Easy. I don't want to bring that back up.
That was the
my
angriest
guy
I've
right
ever
there.
seen you.
I wasn't that angry, was I?
You looked mad.
I was more shocked than anything.
Like,
I was taken aback.
I tried to talk to you and you didn't speak.
It's like, bro, give me like 5 minutes here. I gotta regroup. It's my boy out there. It's my favorite fighter, second favorite fighter of all time.
Yeah. But then I called the Sean O'Malley knockout,
You did.
and I said it was going to be in the third.
Then you called, even before that, the Derek Lewis flying knee knockout. That would have been an all-timer.
I wish. When that happened, I was so drunk already, and then I see Derek Lewis's like 300-pound body just fly in the air and hit that man in the jaw.
And you had to wonder, is this real life?
I was like, I didn't just watch that.
Am I
right?
actually seeing this happen right now? There's no way.
I had to do. Okay, dude.
That was such a great night, though.
That was an amazing.
It's a great
night.
weekend.
It was so fun.
My favorite part of the whole thing, honestly, is when me and you went to get Chick-fil-A. We stopped at Beat-Ups for like an hour and a half.
Just begging these people for a cardboard cutout.
Well, even that, but just hanging out. And they're like, "You guys, where's our food at?" I'm like, "Hey, Shane, you want to get a beer? Why not?"
I was like, yeah, dude.
Is this 11:30? Sure, dude.
Downtown Cincy? Absolutely.
We go to Speedos and watch. I forget. There was really nothing even on TV.
There was nothing. They asked us where we were. We said we got caught up behind a parade.
Like, yeah, there's a bunch of traffic out here, you know. It's like it's Pride Parade downtown, which there was. We weren't near it, but there was
We weren't
one.
near it, dude. It was clear traffic all the way through.
And then brought back 35 pounds of Chick-fil-A.
Gee, I want to say I spent like $100 on that Chick-fil-A.
Did anybody else pay you back?
I don't think so.
Bachelor party weekend. You know,
I just took the L.
That's
I
gonna
was like,
happen,
whatever.
yeah. Not an L. Not an L.
It was not
worth
my
it.
bank account.
Definitely worth it.
But it was so fun, dude.
But hey, you know, you got your sugar mama now to bring that bank account back up a little bit.
Shit, maybe.
I said, go down to Jared, get you a nice engagement ring, lock that up real quick.
A week into it?
No prenup, of course.
None.
Hell nah. You're getting that money, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna lock in. Oh man, my head is telling me Islam, my heart's telling me Volk. I'm gonna go Volk by decision, and a controversial decision because I think the UFC would love nothing more than a third fight between these two guys.
It'd be a huge sell.
I'm gonna go Volk by decision.
I think I'm going to pay for this fight.
Well, we do every fight, of course.
Yeah.
We are honorable men here at SNS.
Yes.
Always pay for every card.
I'm going to pay $80 for
No,
this
dude,
fight.
we'll be at the Halloween party.
Oh,
2 o'clock start time, by the way. 2 p.m.
2 p.m. start.
because it's in Abu Dhabi. So main event probably 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Dude, I'm not even out of class until 5.
I know, right? Oh, better hide your phone somewhere.
I'm gonna
Class on
have to.
Saturday?
Class on Saturday, 8 to 5.
Yeah, we've got Buckeyes Penn State at noon.
Michaela's going to be at the game.
What?
Yeah, she goes to OSU.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. She's in the student section.
Yeah.
Man, you hit the jackpot on this one, dude. If you could parlay your way into a game.
Well, dude, I was going to bring this up. She said, I'll just leave at halftime
No.
to come to the party.
No.
I was like, are you sure?
It'll be over by 4 o'clock. And again, traffic will be a little rough, you know, but
Well, she doesn't drive the highway. She takes the back roads.
okay. So let's say an hour and a half drive time.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, we'll be there all night.
I was going to say, it's going to be
Unless
a
it's
party.
a blowout. You got to stay the whole game.
Yeah.
She's a legit fan, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I know she's a Cowboy fan, but big Buckeye girl.
Big Cowboy fan.
Yeah, you can't leave.
No.
Halloween's every year. Penn State, Ohio State happens,
Not too
also
often.
every year, but
Not,
well, they're both top 10, noon kickoff.
Yeah.
Title implications on the line.
It should be a great game.
You got to stick around. So yeah, final notes in UFC. I'm going to lock in Volk by decision. You got Volk 4th round KO.
Yes.
I like it.
And then I don't want to make a call for Chimaev.
Same thing. I hope Usman wins.
But-
Chimaev probably should win. Same thing. My head's telling me Chimaev. Heart's telling me Usman. We'll say Chimaev by decision.
I think that's how he wins when he wins.
But I do hope Usman wins. Hopefully Usman, Volk, both show up. Add to their already very deep resumes and great legacy. But we'll find out come 2 p.m.
Yes, we
on
will.
Saturday.
Yes, we will.
Time for a stick pick here.
All right.
Because I got some baseball talk. I'm not going to keep you for that, though.
I'm going to fall asleep.
There's no point. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
some grids, which we postponed to next week. We'll do our NFL award prediction recaps next week. So stick pick, Shane, in the ever-growing bucket of bands here.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. Reach in, pull one out. What do you got?
I think I've only got one. I have the Byron Reserva.
Ooh, that's a rare one. I only have, I think, 2 of those in the entire bucket. High dollar stick. It's the Byron. This is the Reserva 4 años. Of course, you study Spanish, 4 years.
4 years.
I know for a fact Tip Top Smoke has them. If you're not close by, you can always go to tiptopsmoke.org. Why do I always say .org? It's never .org. It's
.com?
of course it's .com.
I was gonna say I think org is reserved for like
Yeah,
government
it's
agencies.
never .org. TipTopSmoke.com
Yes.
to get that stick and any other stick you can think of.
Not sure what'll come up if you type in .org, but don't do that.
It should hopefully still redirect you to TipTopSmoke.com.
I'm gonna try it.
As for cash wise, I've got no college bet this week. Nothing really stood out to me a whole lot.
It's not a thing.
NFL wise though, Shane, give me your thoughts on this 3-leg parlay. Brownies minus 2.5 in Indy.
I like it.
Tampa Bay money line over Atlanta. In Tampa.
I like that.
Green Bay money line in Denver.
Love that.
$10 to win $61.
Sounds
I'm
like
kind of on a hot streak here, boys.
guaranteed
Well, I
$60.
guess, boy, now that Cam's gone. Hit a big win last night on a Bryce Harper home run.
How much you make?
I put 12.38 on it because I had like a weird number in my account.
Yeah,
One for like 75.
not bad.
Double down tonight. He was like 3 feet short of another bomb.
Ooh.
You know, you take your wins with your losses. I'm playing with house money right now.
Yeah.
Our close but no cigar is the 49ers and possibly Eagles. But Niners better chance to win there on the last second field goal by Jake Moody, which of course was no good.
So before the commercial break, he was warming up the kicks, and I was watching. I'm like, he didn't kick it yet. But then I looked away for like 1 minute, and it was after he kicked it, and I was like, was he warming up again? So then I rewind it 3 times to watch the ball miss, and I was like, I'm not hurting myself today.
3 times.
Yeah,
You legit could not believe it.
I just couldn't tell if the ball actually left.
Even after the timeout to ice him. Which actually worked.
It did.
For once.
It never works.
Not anymore.
It used to all the time.
But on a rookie,
Yeah,
maybe you can get in his head a little
you
bit.
can ice a rookie all day long.
Let's imagine the depraved things that the dog pound was yelling at that moment.
Nothing we can say on here.
Well, I mean, we could say it, but it'd probably get us kicked off YouTube at least.
Oh yeah,
Do you have the bums written down?
I do not.
No. Well, first bum of the week, of course, got to be Colorado.
Yeah.
29-0 at half. There's no way possible you can lose that game, but they found a way.
That's so rough, man.
29-0.
After almost coming back against USC last week, was it?
Yeah, the last game. Yeah.
Yeah. And then doing this. Like,
And again, maybe we built them up too much. Of course, they're going to be 2-3 years away. Deion's just getting his recruits and his guys in here. Has no defense, no O-line. Honestly, they've probably overachieved, all things considered.
they have, but I think they'd be a lot better if they just kept playing Travis Hunter on offense.
Oh, that's another hour show right there.
It is.
Because he got torched second half by Elik Ayamanar. Second bum. I don't want to say this, but Cam insisted this guy was a bum of the week. Maybe you can veto Gardner Minshew.
Veto.
Now, for me, Gardner's never a bum.
Never has been, never will be.
If he threw 7 picks,
No.
still not a bum.
Nope.
It's Gardner Minshew we're talking about here.
He's just a backup. It's fine.
And again, look, did he cost him the game? Yeah, there's some interpretation there. Did he play well? Yeah, you know, what are you going to do? 33 for 55, 329, 1 score, 3 picks. Yeah, it's not a great line.
No.
But you're playing the Jags. Better than you in pretty much every position, both sides of the ball.
Definitely a lot more depth.
You ran the ball 17 times total.
Which, when Zach Moss is playing this good, why wouldn't you?
Well, Zach Moss, 7 for 21. Taylor, 8 for 19. Not great.
Rough.
But look, you throw the ball 55 times, you're going to throw some interceptions.
I mean, yeah.
Is he a bum, though?
No.
I don't think so.
No,
And guess what? Cam's not here to make his point.
he's not.
Gardner, no bum, taken off the list,
Which means we have to fill one in.
which I'm sure you got. One guy who is a bum, though, which I think we all agreed with, Desmond Ridder.
Yeah. Worst starting quarterback in the NFL.
Look, didn't play terribly. 28 for 47, 307, 2 scores, but 3 very costly interceptions, a couple delay of game penalties when they were in plus territory. Could have won, at least tied the game. They had 3 straight drives where they were down 8, didn't convert. Their defense held on, gave them the ball back, and they could not score whatsoever. So Desmond Ridder, you are officially a bum of the week. Third bum, the entire AL East. Do you know what that is, Shane?
It's a baseball division.
I'm impressed by that.
Yeah.
So the Orioles, Rays, and Jays all got swept in their series after being arguably not even arguably, the definitive best division in baseball all season. Not a single win amongst the 1-seed Orioles, the first wild card Rays, and the last wild card Blue Jays. Not a good luck for the AL East, or I'd say the AL least.
Not at all.
Fourth bum. Did you get one?
I didn't, but I've been thinking about one. But
Well, spitball.
Kevin Porter Jr.
You know what? I'm here for it.
Okay. Don't beat your girlfriend, man. 3 times.
Allegedly.
You only beat one of the cases,
Yeah,
so
allegedly.
2.
It's still in process.
I'll give him 2. Or we could go the guy that hit T.O. with his car.
I like that better.
Okay.
We can't post that. We'll post Kevin Porter anyway. But in actual decision making, if you run over T.O., come on, man. It's pretty
Over
bummy.
a basketball game, man?
T.O.
He's got beat by like a 50-year-old man.
Look, if you beat me in hoops, I'd be upset, yes.
Yeah.
But if T.O. beat me,
It's okay. T.O. beating you. Whatever.
I don't care if T.O. beat me, trash talked me, and then pissed on my shoes. I'm still going to be like, hey, you know what, man? You got me. Good game.
But then to go back to your car and be like, you know what? I've had it.
Not just that. That even I understand. But to go back home, wait for a couple hours, still stewing on it, and then you go try to run over T.O. I'm still amazed. Like, how did they know where he was?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That's the one question I still have. How did he find T.O. hours later?
And only hit the knee? You have a whole car, dude.
That's the bummiest part. If you're going to hit him, man, hit him.
Hit him.
Come on now.
Don't graze his knee. He didn't even need medical
You're
attention.
an amateur driver, dude.
I think a blind guy'd have a better chance of hitting someone in a car.
Maybe a blind guy listening to an ASL podcast. All right, with that, I think Shane's going to bounce here. I got some quick baseball talk, but real quick, Shane, as we always see here on SNS.
SNS.
To the moon. Don't pause. Keep it running. I'm going to keep talking.
Well, hold on. I do want to pause it because I want to tell you something real quick.
Okay, we're going to pause here real quick. I'll be back. Flying solo, SNS 58 back after this. All right, guys, welcome back to your favorite part of the show, Solo Austin Baseball Talk. Of course, a lot of this I had planned for last week, which of course got canceled. But breaking down the wild card series, I mentioned earlier, the AL East got swept, so Twins took down the Jays pretty easily. Shocking, not a lot of offense from Toronto. Great pitching from Minnesota with Pablo Lopez especially. The Rangers swept Tampa Bay, again, really easily. Texas got healthy at the right time, had a great first half, and then kind of got banged up and slowed down a lot in the second half. Almost missed the playoffs, but they're, honestly, if I had to pick a World Series champ right now, tough to go against Texas. With Max Scherzer coming back now, especially in the championship series, cards are stacked kind of in their favor. So Minnesota went on to lose to Houston 3-1, as it should have probably gone that way. And then Texas swept Baltimore 3-0. Which again, Baltimore is the 1 seed. Great season, nothing to be upset about, but they're still a year or two away. And facing a Texas team that again got hot at the perfect time. Really no harm, no foul there for Baltimore. They'll be back and better next year, and probably 2 years from now especially. So you've got Houston and Texas in the ALCS. Texas already up 2-0. After a great start in Game 1 from Jordan Montgomery, Nate Eovaldi in Game 2. Phenomenal start. And most importantly, of course, they're back healthy, great lineup. Bullpen's been shockingly good across the board, but you cannot say enough about Bruce Bochy, their manager. Knowing his guys and managing his staff, Eovaldi had bases loaded, nobody out. Every other manager out there is going to pull their starter. I think it was like the 5th inning. Bruce said, no, he's our guy, best chance to win. He's going to work out of it. And he did. That's how you win October baseball games. This guy's a 3-time champ as a manager, running first year in Texas, and puts up these kind of results. Tough to bet against. On the NL side, the shocking, surprising Arizona Diamondbacks swept Milwaukee moved on to beat the Dodgers, swept them too. I'm not shocked they took down the Brewers, but I thought head-to-head, even with the Dodgers being kind of banged up, that surely they'd still take down Arizona. Not so fast, my friend. Great pitching. Totally shut down the entire Dodger lineup from top to bottom. Your second and third MVP vote getters, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, totally locked down. Arizona starting and bullpen pitching, just phenomenal. And scored enough to get the job done easily. But the big story, the Cinderella, my favorite team in the postseason right now, the Philadelphia Phillies, of course, took care of business against Miami in the wild card series, 2-0 there. And then took the Braves down from wire to wire, the favorite, the giant, the unbeatable Braves. 3-1, lost to Philadelphia. And it really wasn't even that close. Of course, the big story there in game one, incredible finish with the deep fly ball, Harper on first, 1-run game at the wall, incredible catch by Atlanta in center field, threw it back in, doubled off Harper, heartbreaking loss, right? Well, didn't matter a whole lot. Post game, or I guess the next day, game 2, pregame, Atlanta was kind of talking some trash about Bryce and getting doubled off. Writer leaked it. Somebody leaked it. It got back to Bryce and the Phillies, and he took that to heart. Went yard that game. Castellanos went yard twice that game. Trey Turner, incredible series, incredible postseason, really since the beginning of August when the Philly faithful gave him a standing ovation before that, kind of a definitely down year for him. Especially after that contract, getting paid so much to come in here and play shortstop every day. But after that, he's been arguably the best hitter in baseball. And that's continued this postseason. But great pitching from Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, the bullpen from top to bottom, with, again, great management from when to bring guys in. They brought in their closer, Kimbrel, in the 7th inning the other day. Got through 7, got through half the 8th. You don't see that any other time of year, or really from any other manager. Why do you go to your closer that early? Well, you know what? You know your team. You know what you need to do to win games, and it worked out. So to beat Atlanta, take them down, division foe, I can't get enough of the Philadelphia Phillies right now. Like Texas, got healthy at the right time. You get prime Bryce Harper back. Trey Turner, all cylinders. Nick Castellanos joins Reggie Jackson as the only player in history with 5 home runs in the postseason over a 2-game span, or 3-game span, something like that. And again, I thought their pitching would be suspect, but Zach Wheeler dominating. Aaron Nola tonight again, great start. They win 10-0 over Atlanta. Phillies up 2-0 right now. Everything points towards a Ranger-Philly World Series. They're both up 2-0 right now. And that's the way it should be. Again, both super hot on offense, defense, pitching. And right now, tough to pick a winner, but Citizens Bank Park in Philly is the ultimate home field advantage. I think all time, Philly at CBP has the highest win percentage in the postseason, and that's continued this year. They've not lost at home yet. Man, it's tough to make a call here. Both teams, great momentum, assuming they both do close these series out and move on to the World Series. I'm going to go Philly in 6 with Trey Turner as your World Series most valuable player. Either way, great postseason so far. A lot of great storylines. Again, Texas getting Max Scherzer back. Going to start Game 3. Maybe start Game 7 if it were to go that far. If Houston were to come back. But yeah, I'm going to go Philly over the Rangers. Redemption arc after last year. Which, same thing. They really weren't expected to be as good as they were last year and to get that far. And then this year being pretty much 500 at the All-Star break, to come back after that, just destroy teams, make this kind of run, take down the unbeatable Braves. It's must-see TV. Game after game. And after another 10-0 statement win tonight, I don't see how you stop them. But same thing can be said for Texas. I mean, from 1 through 9, every spot in the lineup is a difficult out. Both teams' bullpens throughout the regular season were pretty suspect. Texas especially, they had more blown saves than they had actual saves. But guys get hot come October. And especially with great managers like this, that both Philly and Texas have, it's going to be a legitimate chess match come the Fall Classic. Again, assuming both teams actually do close this out and both get there. I think that's pretty much all I've got for the night. Thanks again to Cam and Shane. It's a late one. It's currently about 3:30 in the morning. I'd go another 3 hours here if I could, but for Cam, for Shane, and for yours truly, until next time, SNS to the moon.